No, it's the thing is playing.
No, that's
this
10
is the delay.
seconds
That's 10
behind,
seconds
Rob.
behind, so you stood there for 10 seconds holding your cup.
Oh,
Better me than someone else.
shit.
Good evening, everyone.
Hashtag not my fault. Oh, God, how long were we just totally statues?
That's all right. My name is Rob Wieland. I'm an author, game designer, and professional, well, slightly less than professional nerd. And this is Theater of the Mind Players. This is a live stream actual play where we go through the RPGs that are out there in the world that are not necessarily Dungeons & Dragons. D&D is great. The 5th edition is fantastic.
We love
I'm a
it.
Huge fan of it. But there are also a lot of other games that are out there in the universe that we want to highlight through play. And the game that we're doing tonight is Scum and Villainy, which is from our good friends at Evil Hat Productions.
You gotta
It
Yeah,
is,
but I'm ill. So.
but it is.
When you're vanning, you don't have to touch it. Yeah.
It's called voguing.
It's vanning because you're displaying a product.
Yeah, but I'm
It's
voguing.
by
yourself.
Strauss
I'm not touching
Chivovik
it, though.
and John LeBoeuf Lill.
Neither does Vanna.
And it is part of the Forge of the Dark family of RPGs. Now, what that means is it uses the same system as a game called Blades in the Dark, which is also by Evil Hat Games, or printed by Evil Hat Games, I should say. And they... the system that Blades in the Dark uses is one that is being used by several different games that as a basis. Much like, for those of you who've played Dungeons & Dragons, how D20, is the basis for a lot of games. Or even now, the current edition, you're starting to see more of those, like, it's 5e, but for cyberpunk, or, for various different genres. This crew, as a matter of fact, this crew is going to be releasing their second Forge in the Dark game called Band of Blades. So if you want to use this system to play sort of the military, dark fantasy, type of game.
Oh, I get it. Blades in the Dark.
Yeah.
And then Band of Blades.
There's a weird strain of, well, I shouldn't say it's a weird strain of sort of keeping that reference in so people look at the title and go, oh, obviously I know what that is. I think that started because Blades in the Dark was a hack of the Apocalypse World series of games, and many of those games have kept world in as part of the name of the game, just so people look at it and go, oh, I understand what that is. I mean, that's why for many years many games followed the Dungeons and Dragons type of name. So anyway, names are important, but tonight we are playing Scum and Villainy, which of course did not do any of that stuff that we just talked about. Scum and Villainy is applies the same style of game to the space scoundrel genre. If there's any genre that is almost as famous and popular as classic fantasy adventure, it's Space Scoundrels. You've got a lot of great games that do this style of game, and I think that Scum and Villainy is one of the great modern games that does this style of game, because people love Guardians of the Galaxy or Firefly. Or the
Battlestar.
Scum, the BSG, or even these sort of fringe elements of Star Wars.
Oh, I love fringe.
And that, I think it's interesting that most people, when they want to play a space RPG, that's the type of space RPG they want to play, as opposed to necessarily a we're all explorers, or we're all or Star Trek or stuff like that.
What Star Trek?
Yeah. Now I've set Sarah off. Come back, everybody. So tonight we're going to be playing our second episode of Scum and Villainy. Our first episode is available on VOD and POD.
Sailor P.
VOD Pod, as I like to call it, and I'm trying to make happen, but I don't think it's actually going to happen.
That's no.
Yeah.
No VOD Pod? All right, well.
It just sounds
Dirty.
Yeah.
You're one to talk, Tilly Sinclair. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a deal with the sort of the fallout of their first couple of jobs last week. Or last session, I should say, and roll from there. The way this game is structured is Ha ha ha. The way the game is structured is the players do something, they deal with the aftermath and the downtime, and that sort of spurs the plot forward to see what their next job is, which they then do, which they then generate more downtime, and it bounces back and forth. So tonight, we're, for those of you who are familiar with our structure, we're basically going to do 2 jobs on either end of the evening, and then sort of a downtime space in the middle to deal with the aftermath of what happens in the first job and how it affects and leads on to the second. So, now that I've talked about that a little bit, let's go around the table and talk about who everyone is. Let's start with the majority owner, let's say, of the ship, and that, of course, would be Mr. Tony Cheek.
I thought you were wait. That thermal coupler's mine.
I said majority owner.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Tony Cheek. I am an actor and writer, and I'm playing Steve Johnson, who is, as Rob said, the majority owner of the ship, aka the captain, and suck it up. Suck it up.
So, what was your favorite part from our last session?
Ooh, I kind of liked how, well, this is kind of bittersweet. I like how our job kind of went off without a hitch, and then ended with a hitch.
That would be because their job last week, I keep saying last week, last session, was to capture a fellow bounty hunter by the name of Cho Tyrek, who had failed to accomplish a mission, and they basically cut a deal with him to turn him in after erasing his memory, but they kept what was the purpose of his mission, which was a tiny pill-shaped Urbot called Araini.
Allegedly clap.
And
Allegedly cap.
they.
I was like allegedly.
They
Words are hard.
You're the most famous podcaster of all of us. Except for Lord of the Board Brad. And
I am, in fact.
If only you could see him.
If only you could see him behind his sea of interns.
Pay no attention to the man behind the laptop.
So they kept the Urbot safe, but they turned in Cho Tyrek, and they then discovered that Buster, their ship's mechanic, had been taken by the by Arlox, who was the original person that they had cut a deal with to go on their first mission. And basically, he wants the Urbot in exchange for their engineer. I do have another question for you. So, your character has a background in racing, and that's where he became an excellent pilot.
Correct.
And I know we talked a little bit about this on session 0, but I wanted to talk to get a few more bits and pieces about it here. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it seems like your racing is kind of the equivalent of a Formula One or a NASCAR. Like, it's sponsored, it's structured, it's very like people pay tickets and bet money on this thing. Is that correct?
Correct.
Like,
in the Zero session, I equated it to the game F-Zero.
Okay. Yeah. My touch point for that is Wipeout, but I feel like those are both very much in the same kind of
right. Yes.
Like, really, it's only my soundtrack is more oons oons oons, but and that may be one of the reasons why I got into Oons Boots and Cats music, was playing that game a lot. So what do you think about illegal racing? Like, there is a type of racing that's called ring racing, mm-hmm. That takes place primarily around in the ring around the planet Vet, and it's more of a slalom obstacle course race, but you have to stay within a certain distance of the ring that surrounds the planet, which of course is made up of rocks and ice and various bits and pieces. What do you think about that?
I think that coaches for different race teams probably frown upon that and look at it as lesser. Like, oh, that's not real racing. That's bullshit. But obviously, I think most racers have probably partaken at one time or another. I think it's kind of like the way that if there's ever a dispute, that's the only way they know how to settle it.
Oh, so that's like the for realsies one. Like we're taking this to the street. Okay.
Basically.
Is it called, you said the planet's name was Vet?
Yes, VET.
Are you sure it's not VETTE?
No.
Like an apostrophe VETTE?
No, it's in the book.
Sure? Positive?
Ha.
Sure? Huh?
No.
Like a Corvette?
Nope.
Because it's racing?
So, now it's interesting that you're like, well, I think most racers have done this. Have you done it?
I have.
Mm.
Is
On the streets, no less.
Was it? Why actually? Was it for the money? Were you starting out? Was it a one-on-one? I'm calling you out kind of race?
I'm gonna say that my friend Chos, who's also a professional racer, I'm gonna guess that he got into some issues, and for some reason I had to race on his behalf. I'm blanking on maybe why that's the case, but there was a reason why I'm in some trouble, man. I need some help, and he couldn't race, so I had to do it for him.
Were you in it for the pink slips?
Maybe.
So did you win?
I'm gonna say no, just because it's more interesting that way.
Oh.
Mm.
So why is he still your friend if you lost this big race for you?
That's a good question.
Did someone else cheat?
You shipped the guy in the parking lot.
Someone else cheated?
Maybe it's no, I don't. I was gonna say maybe it's part of the reason why I left in the first place.
Were you supposed to lose?
Oh, you got paid off to lose.
Maybe I was paid to take a dive.
And is that what you used to start your?
Oh
legitimate?
yeah.
Oh.
So did you mark Chos as your buddy or your enemy?
He's my buddy.
So I'm assuming that he doesn't know.
Probably not.
Ooh.
All right, good to know.
Ooh.
Thanks for handing me that big juicy plot hook on a plate.
If it helps to screw me later, Mav, my
Title of my sex tape.
Yeah, Mav, my former mentor, is also my enemy. So.
Oh, all right. I think I'm gonna write this stuff down. Okay. So let's go to the minority stakeholder of the ship, and that, of course, would be.
Hi, I'm Tawny Thompson, an actor and fight choreographer, and I'm playing Lill. I own the thermal coupler on the ship, which the ship wouldn't run without, and it's a real important part. So,
should I tell her we replaced it?
You did not. No. It's
because she keeps putting it back.
I thought it's the same serial number and everything.
Okay.
So, I came from Earth that was. I don't know if they all know. Well, you know. Yeah, they all know. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So what was your favorite part or most memorable part of last?
I really enjoyed the heisty bit at the beginning.
Okay.
The almost like leveragey, let's figure out how to get this thing out of the other thing.
Okay.
Thing. I always like that stuff.
Okay. So. Well, good, because we're gonna be doing more of it.
Great.
Now, you talk about Earth that was.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about the group of people that your previous your previous hospitality arrangements before signing on with the crew of the Kraken here?
So, Lil's family is part of a group called the Adamites.
Well, what do they call themselves? Because that's kind of what everyone else calls them. Wasn't it like the children of the...
Children of Adam, Sons of Adam? Was that it?
Yeah, something like that. If
Yeah,
only you
girl
took
did not
extensive
write
notes.
this down.
You did not write that down.
Wait. Nope, because, nope.
Alright, so Adamites it is, but they call themselves something else because the Adamite is more of a...
It's in the zero session, I'll listen back.
Yeah. You should too, if you're a veteran.
You have to be in the
Adamites.
club.
That was the name that everyone calls them, though.
Yeah, but they call themselves like the children
I thought
of the
we called it
something.
the Sons of Adam.
It was Sons of Adam.
That's what I thought.
95% sure.
Okay, well, anyway.
They were kind of a wandering caravan people who wandered Earth that was. And they were not well known for being Egalitarian. So Lill never fit into that mold very well and got herself into a mite of trouble after saving all their asses with her new ship that she bought for 50 gold and then got exiled on her 50 gold ship.
Is gold our currency?
I don't know.
No.
Credit. Probably, though, in Earth that was, it is gold.
Yeah. That's probably what they call it.
Yeah.
So she got exiled from this awful group, which
After saving all their asses.
After which this the story that she keeps telling us that is because she saved all her asses.
I did.
Which she did. Certainly, me asking this question means that none of this is going to come up in this session.
Nothing.
Okay, good to know. Was there a
This is a whole waste of time.
just one more thing. Was there a particular member of the Adamites who did not like you or was very judgmental of you?
Yes, I want to say like almost the brood mother, the mother hen of the
lady.
group.
Okay.
Karen.
No, I feel like Ruth is a better.
Ruth is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ruth is great.
That is much better.
So Ruth, the brood mother. Oh, what's It's
Mama Eve.
No, she's like the seed mother or something like
Ooh.
okay, yeah.
Ooh. Rob.
Could be talking about sunflower seeds. You don't know.
No,
That's
but
great, though.
that's
Gave
what
me
she
the
does.
heebie-jeebies.
That's what she does. Is she calls everybody by like my sweet little sunflower.
Oh, that just got weird.
Oh god.
See,
I don't feel so.
I think she was definitely like the matchmaker of the
the seed mother.
yeah.
The one who provides seeds, or I'm not even going to it.
Oh
Get
my
it?
god. I just. Oh.
Keep talking, Tony.
I'm done.
Oh god. No.
So before we get actual vomit on the table, let's go over to our doctor here, the lovely and talented Miss Sarah Babe.
Hello. I'm Sarah Babe. I'm a professional nerd as well. I do nerding, podcasting. Super fun.
What other shows are you on?
I am on Plot Points, which is a super fun podcast about all things gaming. Mostly games. Hence gaming. I'm bad at describing what we do. And also Encounter Party, which is a newer podcast, which is super fun, doing a 5e Ravnica. I play a Minotaur. I'm pretty cool. And yeah, so look at those. It's pretty awesome.
And what are you playing here with us?
I am playing what did we say her race was?
Nara.
Yes, the Nara, that's right. I'm playing a Nara doctor. My name is Alejandria Vega Lorne de Stella Nova. I am known as just Dr. Vega or the Spider because I have a lot of arms.
Yes, this ship has not one but 2 Xenos on it, which we can talk about how they use their abilities in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And what was your favorite part of the last session?
The brain surgery.
You would.
I know, it was just so cool. I was like, this is awesome.
Dr. Vega got to basically do brain surgery to eliminate the memories of their target so that he wouldn't remember the tiny little alien droid that he had befriended.
Right, but
for his own safety.
But he still remembered all the pretty memories that he had before with the pretty lady, so that was good.
And
I just thought that was pretty cool.
Our 4th member.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm playing the muscle of the group. I am a Xeno known as the Krieg, who are space tortoises.
And your character's name is?
Ash.
And what was your favorite part of our last session?
Probably flamethrowering a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yes. The jobs that our crew partakes, they generate. We rate how much trouble that they sort of cause in a term called heat, and Egan's character apparently took that literally by flamethrowing the escape vehicle of Cho Tyrek before he could flee into the streets of Warren.
I mean, to be fair, parked like that in a neighborhood like this,
Yeah, outside a window like that.
right? I mean, it's just bound to be burned.
So, the way that the game handles heists is a lot of is different from the way that many RPGs handle heists. To some extent, D&D is a heist RPG, but other games there tends to be hours and hours of planning, half an hour of execution, and then another hour of, well, that didn't work. Oh, what do we do? I don't know. Make it up. Yikes! And the Blades of the Dark family of games does things a little differently in that they assume that you have made the plan and are going forward with the plan, and we just kind of cut to the part of the plan where things are happening. And that's what we're going to do here. Because ghosts. Because after Buster went missing last session. Oh man, I gotta fix that post. Last session. You spent a good amount of time trying to track her down, obviously, and you were unable to locate her. Basically because that player, Jordan, isn't here this week. But you were able to find Arlox, who was the Pasha of the Ashen Knives Syndicate, who you had originally cut your deal with. You opted to deliver your cargo, or the bounty hunter, to another Pasha in another system. And while that is still technically doing what you're supposed to be doing, it also caused some issues. And that one of the main issues is that Arlox kidnapped, or at the very least arranged for the taking of Buster. And you want her back. So,
Buster, come back. You can put it all on me.
Where you have found Arlox is he is attending some of the ring races on Vet.
Yeah.
And you know the race that he's going to be attending. You know where he's going to be and what he's going to be in. Basically, there are. Yeah, why don't we do it?
Be in a race car.
No, he's not going to be in a race car. He's going to be the guest of one of the Pashas, or one of the other Ashen Knives in kind of their, like, you know, luxury, ill-gotten space yacht. And they're going to be watching the races and drinking and partying down while the ring races are going on. So now what you need to do is decide. You can either gather some information, or you can decide what type of plan you are going to do.
Oh my God.
We should just kidnap Arlox.
I was to say, if they're in a space yacht and they're partying
Mutiny.
it up,
We're gonna steal a space yacht.
I mean, we could fake an OD, and that way we get the doctor in, and you guys could be like other doctor
Then
people.
we mutiny the space yacht.
Sure.
How do we get one of them to OD? But we have to get on the space yacht first.
Right.
The scientific term is green.
I'm a doctor.
Not a bricklayer.
Alternatively, you guys could have your actual plan, and plan A could be a diversion where we maybe challenge him with a wager, and I could race.
Ooh, you're good at racing,
I am.
so you'd probably win.
Maybe.
Can we kidnap him while you're doing the racing?
Well, yeah. That's
Okay.
part of the plan.
Oh, all right.
I don't want to just race for shits and giggles.
So we're gonna have a race and an OD and a kidnapping.
Basically, while they're thinking that it all rides on the race, you guys will be
Or we just land on the ship and kill everyone.
You could do that too.
That's a thing.
I mean,
No.
that's also an option. I'm open
No.
to all options.
I'm not open to that one. Sorry.
Ethan's like, I came up with a plan for once, and people don't want to do it. It's not my fault.
Simple.
I tried.
Just keep punching them until they tell you what you want.
I mean, it's a valid.
It's not valid.
Walter would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Big Lebowski.
Jesus.
I love Walter.
I don't, unless, do you have another plan?
Well, that was 4 plans.
That was 4 plans.
We need like one of them. So, like we can combine a couple of them into a single plan, but it's got to be all just the one.
I that's
plan.
kind of what I said.
Can you
the one
do
plan.
silence and create some sleeping gas?
I'm sure I can. That would be great because we wouldn't be killing anyone.
So
you can still race stuff.
It sounds like, from me, it sounds like the main plan is a deception plan, because you are going in under false pretenses to get Arlox and basically grab him until he tells you where, and convince him to tell you where where your engineer is.
Because I don't have to race. If there's a plan that you think we all need to be present for,
I don't think that. We need to come up with one cohesive plan where we all have
Well,
part.
correct. That was your
Instead of-
job. Mine was the diversion.
How was that my job?
I said you two whatever plan you want to do,
Okay.
and I'll race.
So the racing is a diversion,
Correct. It's
so we can get in. You do the sleeping gas, and we grab our locks. But we ain't got nowhere to take him then, because you got the ship.
well again. I don't
We'll hide
have
him
to
in
race.
his shell.
Is there room in your shell?
No,
I have to be in my shell.
Yeah.
and it
Unless
doesn't
you want-
really come off.
Wait,
Yeah.
do I have?
Do we have
I
like
already don't
escape
like what's
pods
happening
and or like
Free
Firefly? There's the
biology.
in our
You did not take the
No
shuttle
shuttles,
as
okay.
as an upgrade.
In
mind.
shell.
You have a brig and a medical bay.
Okay. Never mind. That thwarts the thought that I had.
I'm assuming that the ship that we use is not actually a racing ship.
That's correct.
So
So
you
we
guys
need
would
to
still
get a
have
racing
the-
ship first.
Right.
Could you
Almost as if you had a friend who was a racer,
which I do.
which you do.
I do have that.
All right then. That clears everything up then.
We could also just take the yacht.
We could do that too.
We could race the yacht.
Should we steal the yacht with all of our friends on it and race it?
I'm on a boat. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
So it sounds like the plan that you're leaning towards is that you're going now. Are you going to race as yourself or as your friend?
I suppose that would depend on what. Jeez, I don't know. I mean, whatever's gonna be the.
I will tell you that if you show up in that system, I think that Arlox, if any of you show up in that system, he's going to be suspicious.
Yeah.
Right. So I should stay under cover as.
Unless you approach him and say that you are willing to trade the droid, which I don't think that you are.
Well, my thinking was that we would propose to him, like, okay, if I win, I get the droid and I get
Buster.
Buster, and if you win, you get Buster and the droid, or however they want it, whatever they want.
I don't think they're not going to go for that.
Mm-mm.
Because it's basically like, why am I betting this for you? I don't need a mechanic. I just want the droid.
That's true.
Is it not the droid you're looking for?
That's the wrong game. That's in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Some great
I don't
radio
know.
here. So, well, no. So it sounds like you're.
We can use the sparkle.
It sounds like you're setting up this race so that you can draw out Arlox, and then the rest of the team can go get him.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay. So what I think. So how
Sorry,
is
we all
the
have colds.
so how is the rest of the team going to go and get him? Like you've got your part of the plan is ace.
Okay.
You got it.
While
Everyone
they're
else is
all
the one.
focused on this race, we sneak in like we're part of the catering team. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you do the sleeping gas thing, like right in the middle of everything. And then we grab our locks and we go. Simple. No frills. No killing.
That didn't rhyme.
What if the catering is already there?
Oh, we were late for our shift because we hit a space storm over in the vector quadrant of the...
Do you get space, bro?
Well,
No.
that's one of the reasons why you make what's called the engagement roll.
Yeah.
Is you decide
Yeah.
that tells you whether or not the catering is there already.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get that engagement roll set up, because it sounds like yeah, that's what we want to do, right? Or do we want to set that up? Oh, let's do that. So
I mean,
why don't you go ahead, Steve, and
Yeah.
took me a second.
Always on the move.
And go ahead and make your your helm roll here.
Okay.
So the way that these rolls work is you get a number of dice equal to whatever action you're going to take. I'm going to assume that you're using helm here because you're piloting. Okay.
Correct.
Because the players should actually always say, I'm going to use this action, and then justify to me why it's that one and not the other one. You can also gain dice from one of 3 areas. You can either push yourself and take 2 stress points to gain a stress die.
Mm-hmm.
And we do like to differentiate the dice because the players have a weird, like, I want to know if that dice would have mattered fetish, and I'm totally okay with that.
I mean, that's the thing. That's like everybody. Like that's just a thing, Rob.
That's just a thing. Okay.
I think you just haven't played in a while, Rob.
I guess.
You've been running games.
It's
for a while.
well, no, it's so weird because I haven't played a game where I've actually had to roll dice in like a very long time.
Oh my god, we need to solve this.
It's all these. It's all these new age hippie games. I tell you. Actually, no. The last time I played that where I rolled dice was Star Wars.
Yeah,
But
that was like 2 weeks ago.
it seems longer.
It does.
So you can push yourself and take stress, and stress is a resource that reflects the pressures of being a space scoundrel. You can choose a red die, which is a devil's bargain die. This means that oftentimes if you roll a certain number, you get a complication. This is basically a complication that you take on automatically in exchange for an extra die. Or there's also the gambit, which every job you start with 1 gambit die, and that allows you to... That's basically just a reflection of luck, skill, ability, what have you.
He's also sexy and Cajun.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make that joke every session.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
every session until that's what you need, like a Cajun
That's a
name.
real hard dialect.
No. You don't have to do that.
I have a perfect name for you. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So, all right. You're going to try to cause this distraction via flashy piloting. Are you taking any of these extra dice?
May I ask what the devil's bargain would be?
The devil's bargain would be, I think, the person whom you're racing against has a personal connection to your friend. And so you might find out something. You might complicate a relationship that your friend has. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to be. So I like the idea that basically, the person who is racing against your friend in the ring race, kind of like would slap you on your ass and be like, I'll see you after the race, there, honey. And you may have to
take one for the team.
take one for the team.
Wait, what? I my brain picked out bits and pieces of that, and I
Okay, so
There's a thing called sex.
No, I got that.
Wait. So, the person whom you're racing, I think, gets turned on by the ring races and may try to jump you amorously after the race. But when they find out that you're not your friend, may react negatively, or you may have to
disabuse them of the notion.
Right.
Mhm.
You may have to do something to calm them down.
Okay. Sure. Whatever.
Okay.
That'll be a fun scene.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
That's a 2, a 1, and a 1.
Oh,
all right.
You didn't drive good.
No, I didn't. Thank you for
You're
pointing it out.
welcome.
So when we
Less than ideal.
Accidentally crash into the app.
so when we roll dice, we set up the position, which is controlled, risky, or desperate. And unless I specify a different position, it's assumed that the roll is always going to be risky. And then the highest number that is rolled is what is.
You could use your thing and re-roll.
Could I? Is that a thing?
Yeah, don't you have a thing that does that?
Do I have a thing that does that?
What is your special ability?
I thought you had that.
Keen eye.
Ace
or
pilot,
your
you have
ace pilot.
potency on all speed-related rolls. When you roll to resist the consequences of piloting, gain 1
No.
Never mind.
No, I don't know why they thought that you could re-roll dice.
I lied.
Um,
Wrong game.
Yes.
That's when you use the force.
You guys got my hopes up. I hate you all.
You are not one with the force.
I didn't.
So-
She is not with
when you roll a 6, you do the thing.
Yeah.
When you roll a 4 or a 5, you do the thing, but something happens that may make your life a little more challenging. If you roll a 1 through a 3, generally you don't do the thing, or you do the thing and suffer a complication. You end up in a desperate position or something along those lines.
Cool.
So, what I think.
Come here.
I think what happens is you
wanted Mom.
still win the race,
Cool.
but you get invited up to the boss's suite because they want to meet you and talk about your career.
Oh.
And that is a deception that you're not going to be able, unless you keep your helmet on the entire time, which is possible.
It's stuck.
My name is Darth Vader. I come from planet Vulcan. I need it to breathe.
So the opening scene of our scoundrelly heist flick.
Vader would totally be a Romulan. Sorry, I just had to get that
Are-
out.
First of all, Back to the Future reference. Second of all, how dare you?
What? Oh my god. For real.
Let's wait here until you're.
Right, we're good.
Sounds like someone's doing some street racing outside
Right.
too.
So imagine the ring racers. Like I kind of imagine instead of like ships, they're basically like strapped to like rockets, like that they're riding them almost.
Oh.
So like I imagine more like kind of like Tron-esque, like
God,
you know, kind of going through and cutting people off, so you have to zip around. You pull out in front of your opponent at the last second, and nearly cause them to crash into a nasty ice rock. But
Titanic.
they don't. Everybody lets out a fabulous cheer.
Huzzah!
And
Well done, everyone.
tried. Yeah, where's my thing of names? I know I have. Oh, are they up here? One moment. They're right here. So.
Hey, that helped. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You get a brief mess or a short message from Miranda, who is the rival that you're racing, and she basically texts you and says, "That was a dirty trick. I'll have to show you some of my dirty tricks tonight."
Oh.
Yeah.
I text back, oh, no, thank you.
That's
You're
great.
getting your friend in some hot water.
And then you get a text from
Ya buddy.
Genera, who is the major domo of the head of the Ashen Knives. And he says, Boss Erlak would like to toast your victory personally.
Thank him for me. That's very kind that he would do that. That he would personally, wherever he is, toast me. Thank you for sending me that message.
There's a, you know, like
You see the 3 dots and then they go away.
the 3 dots.
And then they come back and then they go away.
Dots.
Dot.
Could you turn your head 40 degrees to the right?
And cough.
You see that very expensive space yacht?
I do.
That's
Our
where
space yacht?
that's where Boss Erlak is.
Ah, man.
Oh.
Why you gotta mess this up?
So right at this moment, he's holding up a glass to me. That's nice.
Are you coming aboard or not, dumbass?
This time there's no pause.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's no
yeah.
dots.
I'm lead the way,
Okay.
friend.
So we're starting a clock of
This is not going well.
failed disguise. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me change that to
No. Keep it up.
you're not. And what's your friend's name that you're masquerading as?
Choss. Choss.
You're not Choss.
All I can think of is in
And
A
we're gonna
Knight's Tale.
we're gonna put that as a 4
Only 4?
a 4 tick clock, and because you were like, no, I'm so sleepy, we're gonna tick off one of those right away.
Oh, cool.
You can do this.
Snaps for you there.
All right. So
Waiter time?
yeah. Meanwhile, the wait staff. So what I want you to do
I don't see why I have to carry all the hors d'oeuvres.
Because you got 6 arms and you're hiding all the gear for the thing.
I still feel like this is taking advantage of my...
Are you saying you don't like to use your given talents?
I love to use my given
Each
talents.
according to their own ability?
I like that you're maybe having this argument in the like space kitchen, like you're loading up things. Like,
I just say this is a little embarrassing.
No. You know how cool it's gonna look when you walk in and you're like...
Just make sure you slowly rotate
can,
as you walk.
Yeah. And people be like, oh, I need that crab puff right there.
I'm a
And
doctor, not a server.
Please tell me there's a chocolate fountain on her head.
Probably.
so, how are you making your way out into the onto the floor? Are you actively serving? Are you trying to basically just kind of blend in and let people pull stuff off of your plate? And more importantly, who is the lead waiter in your scenario?
I'm deciding how I'm waiting.
Are you literally
I am doing this perfectly. I've been to many parties with my mother. I know exactly how these people look.
Are you just standing in a corner glowering at everyone?
looking at the clock, waiting?
Yes.
With a single tray and it's empty now, but you don't go back and fill it?
No, he just keeps eating up. Are those... Never mind. All right, so let's start up another clock as Grab Arlox, Arlox, and that has 6 ticks on it to
It's
completion.
a lot of tips.
Since we're in disguise, that means we should probably do a light load.
Yes.
You
Since you're
cracked
doing
it.
a deception implied, you want to do a light load.
Anything on Arlox?
No ticks on Arlox yet.
A light load would be 3.
So I have an item of a fine martial arts style.
That's an item?
Yeah, how is that an item?
Where?
Sure thing.
Weird.
I have fine bedside manner.
As an item?
Yes.
Awesome.
Italics don't count for load, y'all.
Yeah,
That's-
that's bold,
but
not
bold.
italic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I don't know.
Let me look that up.
I just remember it and then forget it if I don't have it on.
Is that...
Or it's a headband.
Yes. Push it to the limit. Well, it's 0 load.
It's 1 load for me.
Why is it 1 load for you?
Well, it's a little bubble I fill in.
Yes, it doesn't count as a load though. You have that because it's one of the muscle items. It says.
Yeah, it's an item I can select.
Right, but it caught it. I'm looking at it
Okay.
in the book, and it says 0 load.
So you can bring that along with
Maybe
you.
it's supposed to be italics and it's a typo.
Possibly.
You automatically have that as what you do if you take another one. That's 1 load. I'm not saying it's aliens, but we're aliens.
Yep.
So it sounds like Dr. Vega, that because you're basically drawing upon your time in the soirees and fancy pants balls,
Yeah.
you are consorting
Mhm.
as opposed to skulking or perhaps swaying.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing some consorting.
So I think that this is, you know what? Hold on, we forgot to set up the
Set up the heist.
yes, to do the setup roll. So let's do that really quick, and that way we can figure out how badly you need to modify your plan. All right,
Really good, really bad.
We got this. It's good.
it'll be fine.
Mhm.
It'll be fine.
We're all fine here. How are you?
Totally fine.
Fine.
It's great.
Mm-hmm. Totally good.
Dandy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Super dandy.
Mm-hmm.
Jim dandy.
Engagement roll 150.
What
Okay.
is Jim Dandy a real thing? Or
It is
why-
actually. All right, so you take 1d6 for sheer luck.
I feel like
1d6 for luck.
Okay.
Oh, are you making this roll?
Oh,
Oh, do I?
am I not?
You can. Somebody has to.
Oh, I can do it. I believe in me.
You
Do
always
we
have
trust
good
you
rolls.
this time?
I got the Minotaur
Okay,
dice.
all right.
tray.
So,
We're good.
is the operation particularly bold or daring?
No.
I think it's a little
Pretty
bold.
no.
No.
Easy.
Well, I mean, it
Simple.
is actually it is pretty simple because like
Yep.
generally.
I like that you're talking yourself out of an extra dice. Okay.
Oh, I figured we got an extra dice
no.
the other way.
No.
Does the plan detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Yes, food.
Really?
Food
Dude.
and racing.
Are you kidding? I don't pay attention to anything when I'm
And
eating. I'm like,
booze.
no,
All right, okay,
food.
take
So
plus
much
1d.
booze.
Yeah.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Since you use your buddy and are probably going to be torching his reputation a wee bit, that will actually give you an extra die.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so go ahead and roll those dice.
I'll even
Wait,
move
what's
this
the
one.
devil's bargain?
No, you don't
No,
do
okay.
double bargain on the engagement roll.
There, just to
Thank you.
calm Tawny, I rolled all of them to the 6s first for good luck.
To use up their 6 energy.
It's okay. These dice are particularly sexy.
Hey!
Oh.
You did about as well as I did.
So it's gonna be one of those nights then. All right.
Okay. I mean, technically that's 6.
When you
But
add them together.
Do you need to borrow the dice, jail?
No, I know exactly what happens because you're in a desperate because basically it means you're in a desperate position when the action starts. So
Okay.
the three of you swoop out into the VIP section of the space yacht.
We still have all the food and everything goes down.
No, and
Ash has a nut allergy.
I was just wondering, can we spend a stress to do a flashback of us poisoning all the food?
you can.
But not poisoning in a death way. Just a pooping way.
No, we're gonna troll.
Okay.
I was thinking troll dust.
Okay.
Not death way, pooping way.
That's
I mean,
obviously, you have never experienced the death poops.
It's funny that you say this. I spent a good portion of the morning reading like I forget the hashtag, but it was like I can't believe I ate that or something like that, where people talked about how they ate like ghost peppers or Thai food and it almost killed them, and so that's kind of what that made me think. Anyway, death poops. We
Is that what this episode is called? Death Proof?
instead of death proof, death poop. What do they call you? Proctologist Mike. No.
I just messed up my eye makeup. Okay.
No, I know exactly what the
Oh my god.
I know exactly what the desperate position is, and it's going to affect Sarah. I'm going to wait for her to calm down.
Okay. Whew. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh.
Wrong camera.
All right. Serious Dr. Time glasses are going on.
Vega, is that you? It's your mother.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Did we figure out what your mother's name was?
Something very regal that starts with ambassador.
Sam is a regal name.
No.
That's a Critical Role joke.
As soon as I see this happen,
Lilandra.
Okay.
Ambassador Lilandra. That's as
Yeah.
far I've gotten.
That's all I need.
Right.
But you're also kind of like, you look at her like, what is she doing here on the deck of the space yacht surrounded by a bunch of really super rich ass criminals?
Mother?
I was gonna try to do a thing.
This is why I paused you.
Yeah. Death poops. Okay. What are
you
doing here?
Vega, I need you to go refill the chocolate fountain. Stat.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Pardon?
Why are you ordering my daughter around?
I'm the catering manager. I'm doing my job. She needs to do hers. And go fill the chocolate fountain right now.
I don't think so because this is my mother. One doesn't just say no to Ambassador Lilandra.
Do you know how many degrees my daughter holds? I do not believe for a second that she is a caterer or an assistant caterer.
I think you might be mistaken.
She has a
This
healthy
is,
98 degrees.
No, it's she. These are personalized arms. She paid for them. I can't fake this.
Okay, don't cause a scene, huh?
We're trying to do a thing that involves
Subterfuge.
what's
She
the
We're in a
she
sting
folds one.
operation.
She folds one set of arms.
There's a sting operation, and we're helping a kidnapping victim get unkidnapped. So your daughter is doing a very good thing right now, and you're messing it up.
And she folds her second pair of arms.
Is that supposed to be like, am I supposed to be scared now? I'm not.
She's Goroing
Mother,
you.
I am trying to do a Black Ops mission. Would you please let me do this?
A what?
Catering.
You are supposed.
Why are you always ruining
Oh,
my
God.
dreams?
Meanwhile, Ash, what are you doing? As you can tell, this job is going off perfectly.
I was about to cut in and be like, I'm out of food.
He says as like he's finished. Like you pop the last thing and you're like, I'm out of food.
Oh, and enchanté or something.
Ding 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 ding.
Can you just go and get more crab puffs and keep all of these nice people happy? We're all happy? Crab puffs. The ones with the crab.
Have we seen this guy yet we're looking for?
Yeah.
Arlox. Oh, go bring him some crab puffs. Would he recognize the crew or just him?
I think he will probably recognize the crew.
Ah, fuck.
Is there...
Well, at the very least, out of everybody, the giant space turtle
Mhm.
is probably a little conspicuous.
Ooh.
Followed by the four-armed doctor. And last but certainly not least, the Space Southern Belle. So...
Southern Belle? Wait, that doesn't.
Yeah.
There ain't no bell. One. Okay. This is spiraling.
Southern Horn.
Can we just let's go talk for a minute. Do the thing with the thing.
Exactly what are... Now you need to tell me what you're doing here this instant.
Oh my god, Mother, I am an adult.
Lady, I done told you there was a kidnapping.
I am...
Oh.
Can you tell... I'm sorry, what did you call me?
You need to not lady her.
There's a kidnapping. We're
Well, then-
fixing it. We're unkidnapping the kidnapping.
Are... What part of the hegemony are you working for?
You don't need to know that.
Oh, yes, I do.
We don't work for no one.
You kind of work for me, but
I just like to point
That's
that
not
out.
how this works, and you ain't here.
Tell me what is going on, and tell me the truth, Vega, this instant, or I'm immediately going to Erlak and telling him what, and revealing all of you to him.
Fine. They kidnapped one of our crew.
Who did?
Them.
Why? Wait,
Because they're
your
mean.
crew?
Our crew. I'm on a crew right now.
Did you?
I'm doing a thing.
Did you tell your mother that you are bumming around the the galaxy on a
On a
bounty hunter ship?
She might think I have a residency somewhere.
Okay, here's what I'm fixing to do.
Residency
I'm gonna
on
find a
ship.
glass
Yeah,
of
just
red
mobile.
wine equivalent.
Space Bordeaux. Okay.
Space Bordeaux. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Go help get her cleaned up. You go help the
Ambassador
Lill, go help her get cleaned up. Go on.
What? I'm
just-
not. I'm just
It's
going
all
anywhere.
over your
No,
dress.
I'm
Oh,
fine.
God. It's such a mess. That looks so expensive. Go.
Are you?
I just walk over and pick
I
her
would
up.
like to use sway
And-
to convince everyone around us.
Well,
that
okay.
she needs to be
So
going cleaned
why
up.
don't you? I think.
Are there any doors that are guarded?
The one I'm currently backing into.
Why? What is your plan here?
Just pick her up and try to walk her through those doors.
The guarded doors?
Yeah, and just be like, Ambassador Liliana needs to clean up. And just
Okay.
try to kick open the door and walk straight
That
through.
sounds like it's a pretty desperate move to me. I'm just telling you, setting the stakes here. So that means that every time you roll it, you actually get to mark XP. But that also means that if you roll poorly, it gonna hurt.
Oh boy.
So you're gonna do it? Because you're muscling your way through, I will say that you probably will be rolling your scrap here, because Liliandra is not going to go quietly either.
Also, she has 4 arms.
Yeah.
But I'm using my sway
Well,
to
that's
convince
later.
everyone that it's fine. It's
Well,
all-
are you applying that? Well, I will ask you. Do you want to help him with that roll, or do you want to apply that to the overall goal?
overall?
Let's do it.
We ain't ticked a single clock.
Yeah, you guys got
you
some.
did, but not a good one.
So-
that
we
was
did.
you.
That was you.
I thought we were a team.
Then that would be we did, not you did.
Yeah,
Sir?
you all screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
We are going to have a severe meeting about this.
You have all the meetings you want. I've got to deal with my mother.
No, she's going to get cleaned up. She's
Enjoy
fine.
those
It's
death
fine.
prints.
So we're going with scrap,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna stress myself.
Yeah, you're probably.
You don't want to see what the devil's bargain is today?
I think failing's enough of it.
Don't fuck up.
That's
You'll
a 661.
But the thing that didn't help was the stress.
Okay, so you rolled 2 6s?
2 6s and a 1.
Oh.
Oh my
So-
goodness, you're quite strong.
Why didn't you just see your friend?
Oh my god, that would be so awkward.
Because you rolled 2 6s, that is actually a critical effect.
Nice.
Which means that you're actually going to tick 2 on the Grab Arlock's chart.
Oh, I need more XP.
And you mark XP.
Nice.
And I believe you also get under the Gambit.
I'm not trying to touch you, I'm trying to touch the dog. Just making sure.
And we
that's
should have
no
started with
dog.
one gambit as well.
I forgot to put those on the table.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So, that was dope.
All right, so you are swaying the
Just
crowd to basically, so sorry, we're very sorry here.
Yep.
Move along.
taking care
move
of it.
along. Yeah, I think that's also pretty desperate.
Cream puff? Cream puff? Cream puff?
So that's 2 for sway. What the devil's bargain here?
The devil's bargain is that that's going to tick another clock on the You're Not
Nope,
Choss.
we'll take the stress.
Okay. She's so nice to you sometimes, and yet you every time you're like, no, you still only own 2% of the ship.
Accurate.
You're welcome.
Oh,
I got a 5. And the
Okay.
thing that didn't help was the stress.
Okay.
Stress never helps anyone.
So, that puts the grab Arloc's clock at 3. Why are you...
It rolled a 2.
Oh, man.
Oh man, you're like.
Remember, that ain't coming out for the rest of the session.
I thought you were gonna put the stress dice in there.
Oh.
We're gonna need a bigger
bad.
jail.
We forgot to let in addition to stress and that you can also another player can take a point of stress to give you another die. So because you were kind of helping out there, but now you get to make your own roll.
And just to double check, I took experience for that. 'Cause I was desperate.
Oh well, because you rolled a 5 though.
Oh, do I not take experience?
Something weird.
I thought because it was.
No, you still roll. You still roll
Okay,
XP. I'm just trying to figure out what your
Okay.
what your consequence is.
Oh.
I think we're just gonna add some. We're gonna add 2 heat to your roll during the downtime because this is getting a little hot.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
What are you doing to move the clock forward here?
I'm going to say during all the ruckus.
Well, she's calmed everybody down.
Right.
Ash has pulled your mom off to a private bathroom.
Oh yeah.
It's my mom, dude.
Think of all those arms.
All those arms.
That's your
to
mom
hold
and your
me.
new stepdad.
You're not my space dad.
You know, I'm honestly okay with this. Well, obviously I'm gonna need to load up on more lovely treats, so I will sleep drug the treats.
You
Thought
want-
we were doing like a mist.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
Gas.
more subtle if we do sleep drugs in the food now,
Okay.
since
Not
we already.
poop drugs.
No,
Okay.
no drugs.
So I think that's probably a doctor roll since
Okay.
you need to, you want to make sure that the dosed stuff goes to Arlox because you don't want to necessarily take out everybody, just him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Whoever sleep.
Well,
Mostly him now.
Sleep.
so here's the thing:
Yeah.
if you do it that way,
Yeah.
and you succeed, you'll actually clear out all 3 remaining things, but it's going to be a desperate roll.
Oh.
Do it.
Do it. All right. Oh, let's do it.
What's
Okay.
worse that gonna happen?
Okay. So
Double.
I'm doing a thing. This is super stressful, so I feel like I could. What's the gambit things do?
These are basically free dice that you can take.
Can I take a free dice? Is that okay?
Sure.
We're
Do
gonna
it.
do. Okay, we're free dice it.
Free dice it.
Okay. All right. Drugging all the foods. Drugging all the foods.
I don't want to look. I can't look.
Oh.
That's a 4.
So it's 4, which means you do succeed,
But
but
Filling in 2. No? Did he go 3? They're all full.
she succeeded.
Okay.
Except, like, so she scoops you away, and you head into the kitchen area and are like 3, 2, 1, and then you start to hear thump, thump, wump, bump, 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 and you peek back out the kitchen door to see that all of the guests are sprawled out on the floor, and you have just taken a bite. Crap. Now
Bite.
yeah.
of the poison food.
The drugged food. Drugged
You
food.
can choose
Thank
to.
God it's not death food.
You can choose to. So you're going to take some harm here, but you can choose to resist it if you wish.
I would like to.
Because otherwise I'm going to give you a 2 stress harm of drugged.
Oh boy. There's no setback to resisting, right? Or at least like
You
trying?
what the way the resistance works is whichever thing you roll, whether it's insight, prowess, or resolve, you take an amount of stress equal to 6 minus the highest die roll. So you will be spending some stress to resist this.
Okay.
Unless you roll a 6.
Okay.
At least they know they have a doctor.
How do I resist again?
So I'm going to say that you need to resist using your resolve here because you're trying to fight off the effects of the drug. So basically the number of triangles that you have in that vertical or that vertical line going down the first row.
Dear Steve.
Okay, roll it.
I'm real.
Oh man!
So that'd be
Oh,
that'd
what
be a
is
1.
this day?
That's
So that means that you take 5 stress,
Woo! Fork nuggets.
but you are only going to take a 1 level harm of spacey. Because you bite down and Dr. Vega goes no, and you spit it out, but I think for until you clear that, you're whether or not the drug has actually affected you, you still are like.
Am I a little loopy?
Yeah, you're not sure if it's the drug or if it's the adrenaline or whatever, but you're still a little like, what? And I think that the spitting out of that of the dosed hors d'oeuvre is where we will end our first act at the end of the heist, since they've completed the Grab Arlock's heist. And we'll be back in 10 minutes with Act 2 of Episode 2 of Scum and Villainy. And welcome back to Act 2 of Episode 2 of Scum and Villainy. When the Theater of the Mind players last left our story here, they had just pulled off an extraction of the Ashen Knives Pasha named Arlox, as he is the person who knows the location of Buster, their ship's mechanic. So, right now what we're going to do is we're going to deal with the downtime that happens in between jobs. Excuse me.
How do you spell hors d'oeuvres?
HOEURS apostrophe. No. HORS D apostrophe OUEDRE.
Okay.
S
Hors d'oeuvre.
NACKS.
Snacks.
That's usually what I do. This job is a little weird because normally you get hired to do jobs, and this one was kind of a freebie.
Mom slipped me a 20. Huh?
She slipped me more than that.
Oh man, can you hand me a pencil?
Oh man, why you gotta talk about my mom that way?
Silence stepdaughter.
So we're gonna say that your rep with the Ashen Knives definitely goes down 1.
Oh yeah.
Shocker.
They real hate us now.
Does that mean you're royal?
And Counter just guild.
I'm a princess!
So I'm gonna say that you still probably picked up, I don't know. Let's say you guys still picked up about 2 cred based on wagers that you probably made on.
Maybe we stole a couple gold things off of the space yacht.
Like spoons.
And that's gonna give you a little bonus with the Counters Guild, because you hit one of the illegal operations.
Mm.
Now it's time for heat. I'm going to say that that with everybody passing out, that's going to be loud and chaotic
Less than
at
ideal.
high exposure. Plus the 2 heat that you gained from that roll means that you're going to be going with 6 heat in that particular segment of the system. Now, that was the Rin system where you already have 4 heat,
That's so less than ideal.
which means that you now have 1 wanted level in the Rin system,
We gotta get out of here.
and you have 2 heat remaining in that system.
For what?
Now we
It's
roll.
an I'm sorry card.
I don't understand.
You should.
The farting?
No, not for the part.
Oh, is it because I passed out?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh.
death
Yeah, but
poops.
you gotta. There's inside. There's an
Oh, there's
inside because it's a card.
Dear Steve, I sincerely apologize for your
Death
consumption
poops.
Consumption.
of the drugged first one.
Snacks.
Snacks. I am prepared to cure any ill effects you may be experiencing. Yours truly, Dr. Vega.
Death poops.
Sincerely yours, Death Boops.
Oh god. I really. Oh, god.
Okay, so the Ashen Knives, you are going to pull some reprisals against you. So what that means is you can either,
Get out of the system and lay low.
well, that's one thing. You get out of the system and lay low. You pay them 3 creds, and they forget all about that time that you drugged their
Pasha.
off-track betting boat, or you fight back.
Option 3.
Are we able?
I want to fight back.
Can we fight back by offering them medical assistance?
No?
That's not
That's
how
like the
fighting.
opposite of
no,
that
That's
thing
the exact
there.
opposite.
I vote we fight back.
Basically, what that means
them
is as
birches
long,
down.
so, but if you hit them, that means that you can't go on the job to get.
Balls.
Who?
I say we go lay low.
That's what I was gonna say.
Dear Jordan.
Well, then say it!
I was waiting for you to be done with your frickin' monologuing of wanting to
You're
fight
a monologue.
people. You're
Y'all
a...
should
you're
hear
a death
about
poop.
Ethan not wanting to save your character. Okay, thanks, bye. On blast.
Well, the ship's running right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. You also need to spend 1 credit
my gosh,
on
that's terrible.
upkeep.
Or we can roll the dice and not.
Terrible person. Terrible.
Or we can spend 1 credit for upkeep.
I guess that's your call.
One
The
credit
thermal
for
coupler's
upkeep.
fine,
Okay.
though.
So now, in addition to the usual downtime activities that everybody can take during this particular part of the session, and those would be that you can acquire assets, you can build things, you can indulge your vice to reduce stress, you can lay low, you can do a long-term project, you can recover harm, or you can repair, or you can train. I'm sorry. So everybody gets 2 of these actions to do during this time. Now there are 2 long-term projects that I feel are ones that you kind of have to deal with. Excuse me. In addition to whatever personal projects that you may have. One of them is Mom, I'm Fine. because it was discovered that Ambassador Lilandra stumbled across her daughter Vega at the beginning of the heist segment, and her daughter is supposedly on a residency somewhere and not dressed up as a waiter drugging a room full of criminals. So as long as this segment is not settled, that's going to encourage me to include complications and other things during jobs that involve your mother. Because what she wants you to do is to get back to your residency and your normal job and everything like that. So if you want to spend at least one downtime action doing a scene with your mom where you either come clean or come up with a even more ridiculous lie, that's entirely up to you.
Can I spend downtime action with her mom?
Oh boy.
Yes.
You're cool with that, right?
I think you mean uptime.
Hey! No!
Shell time? Maybe she can wax your shell.
Wax on, wax off.
I think I'm done.
I am never coming back to this show again.
Fuck you guys! I'm going home. Not really. Ow.
But yeah, actually, just so we don't while that is funny, I didn't realize you were going to be doing a Space Stifler's Mom run.
I mean, honestly, if he wants to do that, I think that's.
But
hilarious.
I'm going to say anybody can do that if they want to.
Oh,
Anybody can sleep with your mom?
No, anybody can spend time.
God damn it, Tony!
Reassuring the ambassador that Vega is in good company. There's no way that I can phrase this that doesn't imply that there's.
You just gave me back the apology card,
Oh, man.
and I gave it.
In addition to that, we have a 6-segment clock that's called Arlock's Talks.
A volunteer's tribute.
And that is going to be trying to get the information out of Arlock's as to where Buster is located. I will say that in the interest of keeping the story moving along, even if you don't fill this clock out, you're going to figure out where she is, because I'm sure Jordan would eventually like to be able to play this game.
Like, in 2 weeks.
But if you don't fill this clock out, she's going to be in much worse shape.
A volunteer's tribute.
So, you have 2 actions to spend here. Acquire asset, craft, indulge vice, lay low, the long-term projects, recover, repair, or train. Who wants to take
project.
I would like to help with the harm.
Okay, so you want to use your because you only have a level 1 harm, right?
Correct.
He just needs to take a recover aspect. He doesn't, and he loses it. He doesn't.
Okay.
He
So
doesn't-
I don't really
like-
need to.
You
okay.
took all that. So that's the advantage of you took all that stress, but harm is a lot easier. Level 1 harm is a lot easier to deal with than.
Okay. Oh gosh. I suppose I can. Mom, I'm fine.
Okay.
And I have a plan for Arlock's talks.
Me
Can
too.
help with that.
Okay.
We'll do a little bit of this.
Yeah, some tag teaming.
That's my scalpel.
You don't want to hear from my friend over here.
And then
She's she's
yes.
not all there.
Bad cop, worst cop.
Yeah.
bad cop, definitely not a cop.
Yeah. Bad cop doctor.
Not like
Bad cop, doc
doctor
cop,
cop?
doc cop,
Doc cop.
doc cop, doc cop.
Doc cop.
Doc op?
Doc, no.
Oh.
that is taken.
It also
Oh,
works.
yeah. No.
Okay.
I love it.
So, well, what you want to do first? You want to do, Mom, I'm fine?
What do you want to?
Or, yeah, what you guys call what scenes you want to do here in what order?
Let's mess with our locks.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's.
Okay, so where do you have him stashed? Is
The
he
brig.
in your brig?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
I mean, it's a nice brig. We've established that.
He's only got one pillow though. We took the other.
We took some throw
extra
pillows.
No mince why?
Yeah,
we got rid. We took some throw pillows out there in storage.
They
yeah.
only change my sheets every 2 days, those horrible bastards!
Mm-hmm.
The thread count is horrible.
He only gets a slightly warm shower.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah.
Alright.
He has to shower last.
Yeah.
So, he's there. So we open on Arlox. You know, he's wearing, you know, like he's got his dress jacket folded as a pillow, and he's, you know, got his bow tie open and his collar open, and we established that, you know, he's got the cybernetic gold plated jaw.
Oh, that's perfect.
And
Gold's a conductor.
So who's going in there? Is it
Both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
okay?
I'm really good at swaying.
I'm really good at doctoring.
Can she use her doctrine to push my sway?
Well, if you're each taking this as an action,
Mhm.
you just roll that action,
Okay.
and that's how many ticks get set off. But
Okay.
but I also want to do a little of the LOL RP here
Yeah.
too. So.
Little LARPing.
Oh, hey there. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Oh, good. You're enjoying the brig, though.
Well, as far as you can enjoy anything like this, I mean, what I'm going to enjoy more is what the knives do to you. When...
Oh, boring.
Yeah, I love that you think that the knives know where you are right now.
Well, they know that the last deal that I cut involved you
Oh.
guys.
Sure.
so boring.
I'm sure you ain't pissed off no one but us recently.
Can we torture him now?
Honey, we had this conversation.
Oh,
We're gonna see if he wants to talk first.
okay, fine.
And then I'll let you loose.
Okay.
Now, see here, this is my friend, Dr. Vega. I don't know if you know about her kind, but they don't, they have less scruples than some of us about, things like pain and torture. Now, I'm very civilized. I'm gonna give you a chance. You're gonna tell us where our friend is, and then, maybe we can see about letting you off somewhere that you ain't gonna get eaten in the first 5 minutes on planet side.
At least give you 10 minutes.
All right, go ahead and roll sway. Now, are you pushing yourself, or are you accepting the devil's bargain?
What is the devil's bargain?
He falls in love with you.
What? No,
I
no,
don't
no.
I bet
Turns into Darth Malik.
It's funny. 'cause I understand.
Yeah. I just started replaying that on my phone because of you.
Yep.
The devil's bargain is that in addition to whatever other clocks we set up for the next mission, one of them is going to be Ashen Knives Hit Squad. That's also going to be on the scene when you find
I don't like that plan.
okay.
I got some space for stress.
Okay.
Where's the pencil?
So you're going to push it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Push it real good! Your girl got a 6.
Damn.
Was that a desperate roll?
No.
Oh. Decorating my scalpel. Slash plastic
Is a
knife.
3 worthy of going in dice jail, y'all?
No, dude, you gotta like let it have. They can't be perfect all the time.
You're like the
Tony.
hanging judge of dice.
I
Jeez.
am. I have so many. And one of them can do better for me than that one did.
Wow.
Each to their own ability.
My goodness. It tried. It tried really hard.
It failed medium level. No, it did fail. That was a fail.
You know, I'm not. What you do with your dice is that's you. I can't.
Like the red queen of dice. Off with its head.
Sure.
So wait, what was that thing with the? Never mind. The
So,
salt in the dice?
Arlocks. What?
Oh, Connie likes to.
Well,
We'll tell you after.
hey, I don't see why. Look.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm trying to
You're
see it your way. You tell me. Go ahead.
Well, okay, I'm trying to explain things to you
Yeah,
here.
we're all friends.
We
here.
had an arrangement that you violated.
No, we ain't violated no part of that arrangement.
You gave.
We brought you Cho Tyrek.
No,
that was our
you
arrangement,
brought
good sir.
Tyrek to the Rock, and the amount of money that he wants for him is ridiculous. That I now have to pay.
So your biggest problem right now is that you're getting extorted by someone else.
No. My biggest problem is I don't have the thing that I wanted, which is the little tiny robot.
Okay, we done told the Rock we don't know nothing about no tiny little robot.
Well, see, now that's the thing.
You're the closest thing we have to a robot on this ship.
This is so.
Okay, that's cute. That's cute. That's...
Dude, you've got a gold job. What do you expect?
Well, I think that's a little mean. Like,
Really?
This is, you think No, never mind.
Yeah. Especially the way it's engraved.
So, oh yeah, it's probably like
Yeah, it's super
laid
like
out,
fancy.
like,
filigree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
up
Oh, yeah.
the-
like when they yeah. oof. No, I don't like this guy.
You liked him before?
He's like trust.
Yeah.
That was weird.
No,
and sick.
okay, fine. If you, so you want Buster back, that's fine. If you let me out of here, or you can take me to your comms room. I will call the Seed Mother and see which ship she's on.
I'm sorry, the who?
The Seed Mother. I
The
think
what?
that's what they call them. Isn't that what they call them?
Called who what?
When you so to pay this fee that I had to pay the Rock to get Cho Tyrek, who still didn't have the information, I had to get a little money, and luckily the Adamites are always looking for smart young girls.
Pick a
And you
color.
did what with these smart young girls?
I sold her.
You sold Buster
Yeah, I made a lot of money.
with the
Pick 2 colors.
purple. You got purple?
I can make purple.
Done.
I can make purple.
My friend here now, it's her turn.
It's gonna inject you in the face.
You lost all of the pole you had with me, like just now. There with that part. What was her? Did her name happen to be? What's her name?
Began with an R.
Mm-hmm. And did it end in an oof?
I think it did.
Great, good.
Of course, I will. Before you let your doctor fix me up, because I'm assuming that's also who fixed up Cho, so he don't remember nothing.
We did no fixing.
Oh well, that's weird. Anyway,
He took a big nasty knock on the head while we were trying to get him out of that stupid
okay.
hotel
Right.
with
There
all the
were, like,
explosions
birds
and
yeah. Listen, if she messes with my memory, I'm not gonna remember the name.
Who said anything about memory? She's got a thing for pain.
Well, that's the thing. I think we're still in a negotiation here because I can tell you.
What are you bringing to the table, sir?
Well, I know what. Which. They're not. They're not caravans. What? I can tell you which procession that they put Buster in.
If I know which.
Oh, processional.
Ugh. If I know which Seed Mother it is, we're all set. You done showed your hand, sir.
She could have put her with like. You have a vague idea.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't know that I don't know. He doesn't. How much does he know about Adamite
Well, that's
culture?
why you're kind of
Right.
playing.
Yeah,
How much
yeah.
of your stuff does he
Yeah.
know? How much of it is him,
Right.
so that he doesn't get stabbed by the alien doctor?
Exactly.
What? Wait, lower the board. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was really excited.
So I think I'm playing him right now. Oh, you just showed me your hand. You just told me it's Seed Mother Ruth. I know exactly what she did with Buster. So, thank you. You're not a very good poker player.
Who plays that game anymore?
Southern folk.
So what are you doing once I'm assuming you're like, okay, well, time to let the doctor give you your physical, and by physical I mean face stabbing.
I'm thinking a paralytic along with like a truth serum. Yeah. Because paralytic he won't be able to move, but he'll still be able to feel, and truth serum we can whatever.
Will it fuck with his mouth? He needs to be able to do the flappy flap.
Local anesthetic. Get him from the spinal, boom, just like an epidural. He's not gonna be able to do jack all.
Let's go ahead and roll doctor.
Yay!
Are you stressing? Are you taking a Dove's bargain?
Can I gambit on this one, or would that be? They don't stay for the game, right?
No. Well, those only come out during jobs, and this is
okay. This is not a job.
So you do have 2 because you got a 6.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's for the.
I thought that was only on a
No, that's if you
risky.
make.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a risky roll.
Sweet.
Although I think you have a. Isn't your scoundrel thing if you hit
Yeah,
a
we
6?
also get an extra. That's add a gambit to your when you roll a 6 on or critical on a risky action.
It's our ship that gives us the extra.
Yeah,
game at the beginning.
The ship also gives us one, and I'm serendipitous, so
Okay.
we start one when the pool resets.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take some stress for this because I don't. I suppose it's 2 stress for 1 die, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Because I'm not particular. I don't really want to hurt this guy, but he's got my crew member, and we need her back because I like her. Please don't fuck up. It's a 5.
5.
Lovely.
Okay. So the 5 means that you do 2 more on the Arloc's Talks clock, which means that there is 1 segment left. So I guess that question is, do you spend another downtime action to clear out the clock? Because if you do, you automatically will. Or do you want to save that action for preparing for the run, but leave Buster in a slightly damaged way when you find her?
Well, we each have 1 more left for this.
Well, they haven't taken any.
Yeah.
Right. So if you come in, and
Yeah, I
do
can
that
do it.
last one, just like bustle him.
I stretch with all of my arms. Oh gosh, I'm just so tired of this. Your turn?
I like to kick open the door. Tell me where the Buster is.
Ah, yes. Good cop, bad cop, bail cop.
Bust your face. Artax face. Bust your face. Artax face.
So yeah, go ahead and roll roll your muscle.
Would that be command or?
Yeah, if you think that's command.
It's pretty commanding.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Unless you're, well, I guess it depends on, if you're just intimidating him, that's probably command. If you're actually like throwing him around and beating the crap out of him, that's going to be scrap.
I think it's just intimidating, right?
Yeah, let's kick open the door and yell at him and then.
Yeah,
See if
we
it
don't
works.
really want to do any lasting physical harm. I mean, dude's ugly enough as it is. Heyo.
Okay. So go ahead and roll it. I think you'll be fine, but I still want you to roll some dice.
Nope. I got a 3.
No, that's still enough.
Oh.
Sweet.
We're coming for you, Buster!
Ha!
And let's see here.
He's
he. So when you approach Arlock, he is in the middle of a spacey trip that you put him on with whatever cocktail you dropped on him, and so you kick open the door, and I think we actually see it from Arlox's perspective of he doesn't even, words don't even form. It's like you're barking at him, and he just goes, Leviticus! She's in the Leviticus processional! Meanwhile,
hey.
What are you doing?
I would like to recover.
Okay.
So does that mean I just erase Spacey?
Yeah, you erase Spacey. You would erase any other harm. The Arlock's talks clock is complete, but I would like to add a new clock here.
Oh man.
And that clock is. Yeah, I had another
I was helping.
thing.
You want a whiteboard?
No. I'm just writing down all these notes of all this world building that we're doing with the Adamites before I forget it.
Arlox clears out.
Yeah, we cleared out our locks.
The clock here is Choss forgives me.
Oh.
Oh boy.
You pissed off your buddy.
Yeah, well.
Chelsea, come back.
4, yes.
You can blame it all on me, 'cause it's my fault. And I done fucked up.
So I think you're like you. So you come out of your bunk, and you're a little well rested while these guys are playing bad cop, good cop, bail cop, and you have a message from Choss that's basically like, what you said, like what did you tell him? Like, were you like, hey, I got this thing? Like, what? Like, did you tell him about? Were you honest with him, or did you say, oh, well, there's a thing? Like, how did you approach it?
I think that I was honest with him to a point. Like, I didn't
What
lie,
point?
but like I said, I have a friend in need, and the only way I can help them is by posing as you.
Did you say that it was Buster?
I did not.
Why not?
Because I didn't know, basically, I guess I'm going to assume that me and Choss haven't really, we've communicated, but here and there we haven't, like, I don't really know who he answers to. I don't know who's listening in. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't want to give any information that he didn't absolutely need to know.
Or, may I suggest this? If you knew that he, say, had a crush on Buster, would you have played it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. So that, I think, factors into how he reacts, because he's like, look, I want to help you guys help her, but I'm not, or you screwed things up so terribly for me. Like, I can't, there's no way that I can do that I'm out as a ring racer. You understand that, right? And this is a pre-recorded message.
Right.
You understand that, right? I'm out as a ring racer because the Ashen Knives think that I was responsible for what happened on board Boss Erlach's boat.
You done forked up.
So, unless you know somebody who can get me a job as a what do you want to call your as a fusion raiser, then I'm gonna starve, bro. I hope you find Buster. I really do. But I want you to call me and tell me if she's okay. But I also, when you do that, you need to figure out how to fix this problem, bro. Because I have no idea what I can do. Blip.
Okay, so question for you.
Mhm.
Is there any way that, considering now that what's done is done, that I could admit to it actually have been me the whole time? And basically take all blame?
Yeah, you could do that.
Because I only needed to keep up the guys during the mission. Now that the mission's over, it doesn't matter.
We're already not in their good book.
Sure, you could do that. Do you want to do that as a as your other
Well, here's my
action?
problem.
Yeah.
I only have 2 stress left.
Yeah, that's a
You
problem,
should
isn't
probably distress.
I'm gonna de-stress.
it? Okay.
Is there still time to deal with that later?
When you have it, so you can all. So in addition to taking other actions, you can spend money for extra actions that you want to take.
Okay.
So for every 1 cred, you can take an additional action.
Would everybody be cool with that?
Now you have
It's a little frickle.
how many do you remember how many cred you had after the last session?
We just at the last
We had
session, no, but I know we
2,
just
I
earned
thought.
2. We just earned 2.
But you
thought we
paid
had
1
2
for
left.
1 keep.
Yep.
Because you insisted on paying 1 for upkeep. So
Correct.
did you have 2 from last
I
session?
think so.
So we have 3.
So you
I
have
thought we
3 now.
I thought we had 3 after the first job.
Well, but then we used 1 for upkeep.
Yeah.
For last session after
Yeah.
Let's just call it 3.
Okay.
That's what you have right now. And I'll start tracking it. You're the captain. I mean, it's nice that you're democratic about it, but
Well, I'm being democratic about this because whereas the ship is concerned, I feel like that's priority, especially if we were possibly maybe going to attack somebody. Whereas this, I feel, is more my own personal issue,
Okay.
and I feel like I need to run it by my crew.
Okay, well, let's throw it out there. Captain. Johnny Captain. Captain Johnny. Steve Captain.
Maybe we can steal some money from the Adamites, and you can use that.
Cool, good plan. Let's do it.
Okay, so you want to spend a cred for an extra action?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you doing first then? Are you?
I am definitely going to.
De-stress?
Yes.
All right. So you roll your lowest attribute, which are the attributes are the prowess, insight, and
Resolve.
resolve. So whichever one of those has the least amount of skills in it.
There's a couple that have just 1.
Okay, if it's just 1, then it's just 1.
It's the line.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Oh,
whichever is the
one. That would
yeah.
be resolved then.
So what I want you to do is you what is your vice?
My vice is pleasure. It is watching horrible movies.
Okay. So go ahead and roll roll dice equal to your lowest attribute, and you clear stress equal to the highest die result.
Okay. 3.
Okay, so you clear 3 stress.
That's pretty good.
I would also like to, for my second one, clear some stress.
Okay. And what is your vice?
Stupor, boxing.
Okay.
And my lowest is also 1. 2.
Okay.
That's going in the dice person.
Okay. So we have a montage of you basically locking yourself up in your cabin in your berth for like, you know, a day, and just you like anything that has to do with the ship is like, I don't care. You just hear like the muffled screams of, like, and shotgun blasts and zombie noises.
Now come on, we're all friends here.
And we also cut past to Lilith, who I think did we establish that you guys have like a sweet training? Yeah, you have like a training thing. So I think you've loaded up your like your Adamite like sparring program, and you're just like there are a couple times where you're just like you just drop your hands and they hit you on purpose, and then you're like, all right.
Pull a Rocky, let them take me down.
Yeah.
That's a great sports movie.
It's not a sports movie!
So that means that we have one action left from you two.
I will train.
Okay. So that's going to let you mark XP somewhere. And are you going to go talk to your mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna call my mom.
Do I
Okay.
still talk to Chos?
Yeah, we'll do that as your final action.
Okay, gotcha.
All these talky scenes at the downtime. I love it. Okay. Where do you arrange to meet your mom?
Maybe a nice restaurant.
Okay.
As nice as it can get around here.
Well, I mean, you are still in.
Oh yeah, I suppose we're not like.
The Rin system, which is the entry point to Procyon sector.
Okay, yeah.
So let's see here. Let's see.
Do we need to worry about being wanted
Mm-hmm.
during dinner?
How dare you? Now, well, she's with the ambassador. Like,
Also, I do have welcome anywhere.
Community.
Well, also, welcome anywhere while wearing your medical garb. You're welcome, even dangerous places.
Oh. Boom.
Which I don't know if I'm necessarily wearing medical garb, but diplomatic community.
well, do you want to go out to dinner with her on Warren, which was the planet that we were on last session, the big city scale planet?
Sure, yeah, that works.
Okay. All right. So what's the name of the fancy restaurant?
Enchanté.
No, it is one of a few.
Taco Bell.
Well, no,
All restaurants.
they
Taco
won
Bell.
the
won
the franchise
the
wars.
franchise wars of the early 2000s.
So therefore, Taco Bell is the only
It's the only restaurant.
fast food restaurant that exists.
No,
in
it's the
Procyon
only
City.
restaurant.
No, well, it's the only fast food. I mean,
You're breaking
Taco
the
Bell.
timeline, Rob.
If you want to,
Hey.
want to sponsor us,
We like tacos.
Mm.
And diarrhea.
no. See, Tony, we talked about this.
You're
all right?
eating the wrong things at T-Bell.
No, it's common. I'm not the only one out here that's getting poops. Dangerous poops.
Death
from-
poops.
Death poops from Taco Bell.
I feel like Death Poops is going to be the episode.
It's our word of the day.
Death poops.
Oh God.
Gotta use the 3 seashells when you're done.
Yeah.
It's a Demolition Man joke. Never mind.
No, I
Same.
Look, we
I
just
Taco
did like
Bell.
5 minutes of Demolition Man.
Yeah,
I know,
We
but-
figured it out by now.
murder, death, kill.
I wanted to make sure the viewers at home
Man,
knew where
do
I was
I-
coming from.
Do I have that on DVD?
I
How
do.
I not have that on DVD?
Oh, you can't have mine. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
what? No, I would give it back.
You can borrow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can keep it.
No.
And that's when they got a divorce.
Divorce. Okay.
Hey, Sly Stallone. I'm gonna be single.
No. So no, it's actually one of the. I think it's like a Naran cuisine restaurant, like one of the few places that is, like. So
Inara?
this is where we.
No.
Huh?
I was making a Firefly joke now.
Oh, cool. Oh, sorry. Huh. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, the restaurant is called Inara.
Or they're eating in Nora. In Nora.
I'm with you. I got it.
No, I think what it is.
Shut down.
That's great. I hear some weird noises over here. Is it talking? I don't know. Anyway,
Dogs fighting again?
yeah, I would. No. To make it alien, it's a restaurant where you dissect and then eat your meal.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so like my character.
Ooh.
well, it doesn't necessarily have to be alive. It's kind of like sushi. It's not all raw. Well, I mean, technically it is, but like you can get not raw stuff at a thing. So some of it's already dead, and it's not vivisection all the time.
And I think the way that you do it is the Narans, instead of like, this is your salad fork and this is your thing, you have a different utensil on each finger,
yeah, on it, yeah, because then you have your different hands, because all Narans have at least 4 arm-like appendages. I happen to have 6.
Hands.
Yeah, dude, like, it's for real. It's all like, it's like science eating. Yeah.
Okay, science eating might be the other. Like, we'll have to see.
And science eating.
Death proofs from science eating.
Death poops.
Because if you see this, on iTunes, you absolutely would stop and be like, what is death poops from science eating? I have to listen to this. What? I don't what? Alright.
This is my every day, oh god.
Gentlemen, you had my curiosity.
Yeah.
Now you have my attention.
Now you have my intestines? What?
Oh god. Ooh, science eating.
So,
So,
do you want to start or should I?
I'm not at the residency that I said I was at.
I am aware of that.
Right. I just wanted to say it out loud so I wasn't, lying and anymore, because you're my mother and I shouldn't lie, and you're the ambassador and you were going to find out anyway, so I don't even know why I tried. So, I just thought it would be a good idea to take up residence on a ship with other species in order to expand my xenobiology and understand the psychology of a lot of other things. And it's life experience, Ma.
Take up a residence on a ship? I think that you are vastly overstating what you are doing. You are wasting your time. Your valuable time that you should be using saving lives.
I am saving lives. You should see some of these people. They haven't seen a doctor in years.
What's the last disease you diagnosed?
Syphilis.
Thought you were gonna say danger poops.
Totally thought the same.
Death poops.
Syphilis still exists in some of these species. Can you believe that? I mean, it's like they've never heard of vaccines.
Especially the koalas.
It's insane how many koalas have syphilis.
So, I put all my time, all of my effort in getting you into the top schools, the best training, and I went to the administrator of the hospital vessel, whom I broke up with before I met your father, and I went crawling back to him to get you in to that vessel. And you are telling me that you are better served eliminating syphilitic koalas throughout Procyon sector.
Oh boy.
Well,
Well, when you put it like that.
Number one, had no idea about your previous relationship with the administrator of that ship. I mean, if I would have known that, it would have been a little different. I didn't realize there was any favor calling going in for that.
Vega, you are my... Actually, do you have siblings?
Oh yeah, tons.
Didn't we discuss that she has clutches?
Oh, yeah.
Clutches of siblings?
Vega, you know that no matter how many daughters I may have, I will do whatever I can to make sure that their lives are better than the one that I had when I was just emerging from my mother's birth chamber.
I hate you so much for putting it that way.
I thank you so much for doing it when Connie was drinking.
I do feel like we are long overdue for a spit take. So.
I'm experiencing things that I would never experience if I would have stayed with you. If I would have stayed on that sterile hospital ship. All I'd be seeing is the rich people. All of the people who are getting hurt with their frivolous thrill-seeking. All of the stupid broken limbs from all the people who are doing things that they shouldn't do. I'm helping people who haven't seen proper medical care in ever. And it's not glamorous. But it's making me realize how much you gave to me and how much I've taken advantage of all of the things I've had. And it makes me feel so much more grateful for it. And I'm able to share that with the people that I treat. I'm definitely going to go back to one of the big hospital ships because this kind of experience needs to be spread. And nobody else is going to do it.
Okay, give me a sway roll here.
Okay. Can I stress on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna need to do the thing.
Because it does seem pretty stressful.
Yeah.
My mother.
Yeah.
Yerp.
Okay.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah. Things. Here's the stuff. Please don't suck.
Okay.
That's not a total suck.
No, that's not a
No, that actually
terrible.
takes 2 segments on the Mom I'm Fine.
What? Yeah.
Oh.
What am I? I'm fine.
Well, we're halfway there.
Didn't roll that one. Yeah. There's too much of a gap between.
All right.
Okay.
I am still disappointed that you didn't tell me that you wanted this. But
Would you have told you if you were me?
yes.
Ooh. Oh, you're so much awesomer than I am. You're one heck of an amazing person to live up to, Mom.
I know. And that is unfair for me to put you under that expectation. My expectations for you should not be the expectations that...
I'm going to do well, Mom.
I know. And I think that you're going to be a better doctor with a wider array of knowledge. So as long as you stay out of trouble, I will not interfere in your semester abroad.
Thank you, Mom. Now, can we talk to you? Can we have a talk about why you were on Arlox's ship? Like, you do know he's a criminal, like, boss, right?
Check, please. And we go to... so how are you talking with Choss?
I assume, like, we have little communicators that he texted me on, but I think we have, like, a more formal sort of video chat that I call him on.
Okay.
It's like the next best thing to being in person, obviously, so.
Well, you are still in the same system.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, so I can just meet him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Where are you meeting him?
The same restaurant. 2 tables over.
I don't get it! What?
All the best.
Choss is like, why did you bring me here?
She was my ride.
I'm assuming there's some type of, like, futuristic like
Taco
space
Bell.
diner that
Yeah.
we frequented when we
Diner at the end of
Stop it with the references.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, and you ordered him a coffee that he's just been staring at for the past 30 minutes.
Mhm.
And it's like,
Can I ask, is this pre or post me taking blame? Am I telling him? Or...
since this is this action is coming first, it's still pre-blame.
Okay. So I know you're upset with me, but I want you to know, first of all, to answer your question, as far as we know, she's fine. In fact, we're on our way to get her next.
Okay.
And I can't apologize enough for what I ended up putting you through, but... So you gotta understand, it was my only choice. I had to.
All right.
Look, if it helps, I only needed to be undercover for our mission. Now that the mission's over, I can take all the blame. You clear your name, you're back to doing whatever it was you're happy doing, and I can go back to what I was doing, and it's like it never happened.
No, that's not how this works. I mean, you can take the blame, and fine, take the blame. If you want the Asher Knives chasing after you, fine. But the way these things work, it's you've already hammered the nail into the wood. Even if you pull out the nail, the hole is still there.
Don't make me do this, Chas. Don't make me. You remember? I had to race in your stead once before.
Shot to the heart, and you're to blame.
If anything, Chas, I consider us even. And I think, for our both best interests, I think the only thing we really both care about here is getting Buster back.
You both care about
Go ahead and give me a command roll.
Okay. That's only one die.
Ooh, stress.
So, stress or devil's bargain?
What would be the devil's bargain? Just out of curiosity.
He insists that he comes with on the job.
Ooh.
more people.
I'm
More
not,
problems.
I'm not terribly
More people, more
invested.
problem.
No, more money, more bitches, more problems.
Why not? Sure.
Ah, she is.
Yay!
Yep. Merp.
Okay.
Don't fuck up.
Oh, I got a
Oh.
3.
You fucked up.
Okay.
I almost didn't fuck up.
Do you need dice prison?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
All right.
You rolled a 6 that time.
Oh,
going.
cool. Yeah,
You want
well,
to call that? You want to call in that marker? Let's call in that marker. But then I'm coming with too. Because if she's in danger,
weren't you just the one who said you didn't want those guys on your tail?
But he wants Buster on his tail.
For anybody
Well,
who missed that,
they're gonna be on my tail anyway. So I might as well make sure that Buster's safe.
Look, I know you. I know you're not going to give up on this. But if you're going to do this, I'm going to tell you it's not going to be easy. It's not like a race. There are no rules here. You could die.
Well, I thought about that every time that I put on my vac suit.
All right,
I
then.
mean, look, if you can do it, I can do it.
Wow, rude. Okay, but fine.
Okay then.
Fair.
Okay.
That's a fair point and well made. I don't like that you made it, but okay.
And that is where we will cut back for our final act of Scum and Villainy in just a few moments, where the crew heads off to the Leviticus processional to recover their dear crew member, Buster.
Coming for you, Buster.
We'll see you in a few minutes for our final act.
That was my e-girl.
And welcome back to our third act of our second episode of Scum and Villainy. When we last left the crew of the Kraken, they had kind of scattered through the systems to achieve a bunch of personal business. Dr. Vega had an alien dinner with her mother to explain why she wasn't eating, or why she wasn't at the residency program that her mother had arranged for her. Our Captain Steve had contacted his buddy Choss to try and soothe things for over the ruse that he had tried to pull in the first act, and ended up doing it a little bit, but also getting Choss on board their plan to pick up Buster. And that was achieved by both Lill and Ash, as well as the Doctor. And they discovered that Arlox had sold Buster to the Adamites, the itinerant religious sect that Lill had belonged to before joining the crew of the Kraken. And they had tracked down the particular fleet is probably too large of a word. Probably about they travel in these caravans of ships, small ships, much like the Kraken, that they call processionals, and each processional is named after a book of the Bible. Lill is not a big fan of the Adamites for a variety of reasons, the least of which being that they are very patriarchal, in that only the men know how to use technology and read and control where the ships go and what they do and give orders. Only men can be captains. Lill decided that she wanted to not deal with that, and that's why she left. But now they're heading back to the Leviticus processional to try and free their crewmate, Buster. So, what questions do you have? Do you want to gather some information, or are you particular like? Otherwise, do you want to go over the different types of job that you can pull here?
Ooh, excuse me.
My thought would be assault plan.
I'm in.
I'm down.
But what I was thinking is, we know which one she's in, right?
Mm-hmm. Blow up all the other ones?
We attack a different one.
No, hey, there are some innocent people on these ships.
Right. I just had a doctor thought where, like, wait, we should probably make sure people are okay.
Yeah.
Maybe no killing.
So maybe assault is not the best.
Well, now you can still
non-lethal assault.
Okay.
at least with ship stuff.
Sure.
Wait! We can actually use this thing that I've been trying to use, the welcome anywhere, while wearing my medical garb. You are welcome even in dangerous places. And I could say, like, I'm here on a sabbatical or some other...
Tell them you're here on a mission from God.
Yeah, that it works.
I've recently communed with your god.
Okay, they're not gonna go for that one.
Yeah, well, how do they feel about the Xenos?
Probably not great, but any doctor that's gonna help the pregnant women,
They believe in doctors?
they're good with that.
Modern medicine?
Yeah.
like you're holding your phone, like, I got this weird is this your god?
I got a text from God!
Yeah, they ain't gonna fall for that one.
What's up, Vega? It's me, God.
Been
a while.
But if you let them think you're on like an outreach mission and you're here to help the pregnant ladies, they're probably going to be good with that.
Kind of like Doctors Without Borders.
I like that. Yeah.
Doctors Without Warp Drives.
Doctors Without Planets?
No.
Doctors Without Systems.
No, like something
Okay.
like, gosh, what would the space like Red Cross be or something? Like
Dr.
that.
Force.
The Galaxy
5.
Cross?
No, the
Spice Girls
HHI,
joke?
the Hegemonic Health Initiative.
Oh, okay. That's me, okay. The HHI?
Mhm.
The HHI.
So, really, we're going more for a deception plan.
Sounds like it. Like, I do like that Ethan's first answer to everything is, fuck him up. No? All right. I tried.
You could be my nurse.
Yes, I can attempt that. Did I sound like a normal person?
Well, I don't think you have to sound like you're a normal person.
Yeah, but
Wait,
they're gonna know.
Wait, you don't sound like a normal person?
Tony, have you guys watched the Dragon Prince yet?
No.
You really need
Yes,
to.
it's
You
so
really
good.
need to watch the Dragon Prince because
Dragon
it is. It's the writers of Avatar doing a straight fantasy. It's basically them doing a cartoon of their D&D game.
Okay.
It's so
And the elf character talks. All the elves talk in kind of Irish brogue, except when she pretends to be human, she adopts like a southern accent, and she's
Yeah,
like,
it's-
"I'm totally human, normal human lady. How are
Look
you?
at me.
Human?"
I am normal
And
human lady.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what. I flashed to that.
Yeah,
and I'm
that
like,
was-
oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Plus,
amazing.
it may have the greatest NPC of all time. So, okay. So it sounds like you are. So okay, you get on board. What's the next part of the plan here?
Definitely, I for sure really want to actually take care of, make sure all of the women are at least.
Yeah, we're here to take a look at your women, make sure they're in good health.
Glad that you're saying it, and not either Ethan or Tony.
Oh my gosh, you know what? If they start being like, oh, well, that's so nice that they let you be a doctor. You're right. My husband did let me be a doctor. He's so sweet that way. He's also here as security.
Man.
Ah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
That means he's your husband.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Oh.
Casino-
Why?
Oh, the gay Xeno run. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the Xenos have to marry other Xenos. Xenos can't marry humans.
Sure.
Because I'm sure that's some stupid
Why
Adamite
do I
thing.
gotta be married?
Because you're a woman. Isn't that how these Adamites work?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, but it's weird.
You know it's not real.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
No,
You
I'm
think it's
good.
weird? Oh, good. Great.
It's not like we're going to be joining these guys or anything. Wait, do we know about your past with these guys? I forgot.
I know he does, and I know Buster does. I don't know about y'all.
I'm sure I have no idea.
Okay, so you're saying that? Yeah. No, we definitely won't be doing that.
What, the married thing?
No, the joining of the. Never mind.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, we're not
They're
joining.
real. Just try not to sound too smart around the man.
But I'm a doctor.
Okay, but just don't let them think that you know that you're smart.
Huh?
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
No.
like that.
What? Okay.
You're more like a Dr. Scholl.
What? What's that?
He's a foot doctor.
Dr. Martin.
Oh, a podiatrist?
Dr. Howard,
God,
Dr.
Steve.
Fine, Dr. Howard.
Okay, so
Dr. Dre.
how are you getting Buster back?
We have to take her to our ship in order to treat the certain disease that she has.
And then you're just flooring it?
Yeah. Totally.
That's good.
We're smuggling her.
Yeah.
She's got
She's got the
She's got-
death poops.
the koalic syphilitic death
The
poops.
koalic syphilitic death poops.
Yes,
Oh
I'm ready to
my
get
God.
down.
I feel like I have seen those guys at the rave once.
I think I have their album.
We all the quotes.
Thank you, Mick
1, 2, 3, 4.
I just almost.
I love eating asparagus. I don't know why it meant eucalyptus, but it came out.
Maybe asparagus is why he has the death poops. I mean, he thought it was eucalyptus. And then, you know.
It was asparagus. Then it smelled like rubber pee.
So, asparagus death poops.
Rubber koala
Is
mint
our-
pea?
Asparagus death poops.
No.
Okay.
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 Koalic syphilitic death poops.
Ah. We should
episode
probably
name.
cut the death poops. They know what poops are, and they know what death is. They're not gonna fall for that one.
So I'm going to
There you go.
set up 2 clocks here. Find Buster is going to be a 6-segment clock.
Ooh.
And then
Not a
Flee the Adamites is going to be a 4-segment clock. And that's because the Adamites ships, because they do still have this belief that technology is evil and is what brought, like, their ships are not in great shape. So a slicked out racer can probably outfly them fairly easily, but it's not just going to be automatic.
They're xenophobic.
So you guys also have 2 gambits
so
to
bad.
start this job with.
That include the +1 because I'm serendipitous.
I don't know. What is it? What's your
Your crew starts with +1 gambit when the pool resets.
Okay, so it's actually 3 because you earned 1 from your downtime, plus you start with 1,
That's mon cher, mon cher, mon cher.
Enchanté.
and we'll set this as a 1 just to. No.
Bravo!
There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
I have
So-
not been slowly turning all of the gambit dice.
I know.
to-
No, I
or
know.
the
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Stress dice.
I'm
to
sure
6.
Lord of the Board is aware too as he hears clack.
It's quiet.
This
I'm
is
doing
why.
it
This is why we
quiet.
need that 32-channel board so you can hear Tawny slowly
single
realigning.
It could totally be one of those
ASMR.
ASMR things.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm going to turn
This
all
is
the
the
dice
sound
to
of
6.
dice prison shaking.
Yeah, just
All right.
Oh.
clack, 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 clack,
So,
clack.
now is the time for you to determine your load and figure out what you're taking on board the ship.
We can probably go in with a normal load because we're going in as the crew of a thing, right?
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah.
for sure.
So I can add 2 more things to my thing.
We're gonna bring in some. We don't need spy gear. Wait, maybe we need spy gear. Detonator. That sounds like a good idea. Anyone? Detonator? Just roll up. Yeah. No.
I think it's a great
I
idea.
think it's a great idea. Why am I listening to you?
Okay. I don't think we need to be blowing nothing up.
Here, I will go find bedside manner. It says I have a detonator, but it doesn't say I have any explosives.
I think it just goes with.
Does
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
'cause,
I
you
assume
know.
that
I think a detonator is a grenade.
What's
Because
that?
I have a detonator launcher.
Let me look that up. Like, oh, it's like a thermal detonator kind of thing.
That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, my detonator launcher wouldn't make sense.
I just want some.
Yes,
sulfur.
detonator. Extremely deadly explosive weapon, fits in the palm of your hand and can be thrown, takes care of those shielded doors that heavy blasters can't handle. Illegal. You shouldn't have this. No, really.
Oh.
I really enjoy the idea, though, of you just shooting, like, here, take the button. Blow it up when you feel it's right.
Right. I'm gonna give this to you, and you're gonna sit in the corner, and you're gonna decide when you're gonna blow up. Okay?
Okay, once let's see what everybody's readout is. Let's start with you, Tony, since you've got everything picked, it looks like.
Yep, I'm taking a blaster pistol, I'm taking hacking tools, I'm taking a med kit, and I am taking a communicator.
Okay.
I'm taking my best friend, my fine blaster pistol.
The Krieger.
Yep. I'm taking Vera, a fine sniper rifle. I am taking Sunder, a fine vibroblade.
I like that. I feel like the Krieg have to name all of their weapons, like, otherwise you don't.
And I'm also taking my sweet martial art ability.
And what's that named?
I don't. It just says fine martial arts style.
No, seriously, what's it called?
Half shell.
What happens when you go whole shell?
Never
Is this
go
like
whole
belt
shell.
fighting?
Whole shell.
Never go whole
Half
shell.
belt,
They never go
whole
whole
belt,
shell.
quarter belt.
They never go whole shell off world because it.
You're a Shaolin monk?
So good.
Yes.
I love it. I took a class in Northern Shaolin Spear once, and it was so cool. Okay.
Did you poke somebody with it?
No.
Oh. Did you want to poke somebody with it?
I mean, I got like probably 4 inches from poking somebody with it.
That's what she
I was going to say,
Stage
haven't we
combat.
all?
Negative 4 inches.
Stage combat, so you're not supposed to hit people.
Okay.
Hi. So the things that I have in italics, I have loaded dice, forged documents, mystic ammunition, a personal memento. I don't know yet. Illicit drugs and a communicator.
Didn't we talk about that? Isn't that the
My
tattoo?
tattoo? Does that count as a okay, then yeah, that's my rib tattoo.
Yeah.
That y'all don't know about. Okay. And then I have my fine blaster pistol, a melee weapon, armor, and I don't know why I marked spacesuit. Never mind. Make that a pair of blaster pistols, fine blaster pistols, and
Man, I like that you guys are all going. We're here to help.
and repair tools.
Well, I got 2 fine medkits,
I can't
fine
repair things.
bedside manner,
Mm.
fine clothing, recognizable medical garb, candies and treats. Literally, I have candies and treats.
That's
I
great.
love it.
That's
so
great.
excited. Syringes and applicators, a melee weapon, illicit drugs, and communicator.
All right. So, who wants to make the positioning roll here to kick us off?
Who's been actually rolling well today?
I've been not
think-
rolling once.
I don't think Ethan has really rolled at all.
Ethan,
Yeah, Ethan,
roll
you do.
them.
Sure.
Do things.
All right.
We can go.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Oh,
yes.
Okay, bluffing your way in. So I'm going
Oh,
to say,
yeah.
so 1 die for sheer luck, plus 1 die for major advantage. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so actually remove 1 die.
Oh.
Fudge knuckles.
Does this plan detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Yes,
Yes.
the men.
The pregnant women.
No.
So take plus 1 plus 1d. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparation?
I don't think they got any of those things.
All right. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Yes.
I got a moneylender.
My guy's already coming with.
Oh yeah.
I got
Oh,
a drug
yeah.
dealer.
But I'm going to say, since these are your enemies or rivals that could are there enemies or rivals interfering in this operation?
Not
No?
to my knowledge.
No, because you didn't actually take that devil's
We
bargain.
didn't.
So there you go.
Boom.
All right. So how many dice did that give you?
I believe 2.
Okay. Roll them. Let's see where we
Can we
start.
gambit that?
Nope.
6.
Hey, there's a 6 in there.
All right.
Aha!
So
You want me
that
to put that 2 in the dice prison?
Why?
Because it failed.
you're like Dice Torquemada.
I just printed my own dice prison. Thanks, Blizzard Lighting.
It is
So,
pretty adorable.
Isn't it cute?
You that means that you start
paint
in a controlled position, which means that you are the plan is going perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
2.
I'm gonna try real hard not to talk.
So that means that yeah, they are. So do you catch them while they're on planet, or do you catch them while they're in flight?
In flight. I think it's going to be easier.
Skyrockets.
And we just maybe send to their comm systems and just talk at them. Like, hey, we're here with the HHI.
We're with the Hegemony Health Initiative. We'd like to take a look at all of your women, please.
Yes, bring me
Oh.
to your women.
Sell them to
We'd
me.
like
Sell
to
me your
take care
children.
of your reproductive organs.
Oh yes, of course. We love the HHI. I mean, we want to make sure that
Wrong accent, Rob.
They don't all have to have
Yes,
the
they all have to be spinning.
same.
You don't want to hear me be all like, "Oh, hey, everybody, y'all are going
Yeah,
to
he's
do
not,
this."
he's not real good at it. Like,
Yes, of course. Fine, I'm gonna do it.
I knew I'd get him there. I knew I would.
Yes, of course. Without y'all's help, we wouldn't have new generations of Adamites to help us carry us all to a new golden earth.
I'm so glad we can help you.
So I think you guys, you dock with the largest of their ships, and they've set up a triage in the cargo bay. Like,
oh, because so they brought the women out to us.
No, like you dock your ship with the ship on a like an airlock, and then they take you to the cargo bay where all the women that need to be checked are there. Plus, there are also the smaller ships basically dropping off their women folk to be checked in the cargo bay, not the medical area. The cargo bay. Is it clean in here? Did I stutter when I said the words cargo bay? It's not awful, but it's a cargo bay, and you've got at least a dozen women who are in various stages of pregnancy, and even a couple who you would guess probably aren't pregnant at all.
Okay. Who am I dealing with?
You tell me.
Can I be dealing with like Ruth or whatever her name is?
No.
Or do we not want to? No.
Because A, I feel like that'd be a better complication, and B, I think that she'll be able to recognize you.
I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah, like right now,
and like bulky clothes.
Right now, your big doofy hat and turned up collar is working, but if Ruth shows up, she's going to know a heretic when she sees one.
Okay.
Actually, I think you're probably dealing with a man.
Okay.
Who else can decide on women's help?
Brother.
Not today.
Brother Josephus.
Not today.
Brother, nobody cares.
Brother, fuck off.
Well, he is kind of a thin reed of a man, who is quiet, and I think he is just very excited that he's actually talking to a Xeno, and that there are he's actually gotten to see not one but two Xenos, and well, we're trying to make things very comfortable for all the mothers here, and we're just very excited that you're able to check with them today. I mean, we do have some medical facility here, but most of the time it's prioritized for the crew members of the ship, because that's how we get to and from places. So but even with that, the doctors then have to go into a purification.
While I'm nodding, all I can think of is murder.
The doctor has to go into a purification cycle after he sees any mother patients, because they unless of course they are his own wives, in which case then
because purification of the soul.
Well, I'm glad you I'm glad you understand this, Dr. Vega.
Of course, everyone has their beliefs, and very lovely beliefs.
And I'm not stabbing you in the face.
Now, Brother
Josephus.
Josephus. I'm so sorry. Josephus. Now I'm going to ask a question, and I don't want you to be offended by it. Could you please bring out all of the women? And I mean, even the young women?
Oh no! If you want to check them too, that's great. The more women that we can move into mother status, the more the better benefits that we get from who runs these assholes? Because I think basically the way that they determine how their resources are split up is how many pregnant women there are on each.
Oh my god, is there this pencil that I can like break in half? Okay.
Today of all days.
Hey, it's sometimes we play these games to pretend to punch reality in the face.
As someone who was literally born in Alabama today.
Today's your birthday?
No,
Never
Tony.
mind, Tony.
Do you watch the news?
Yeah, Dad.
You were on that. Never mind.
She literally said I was born in Alabama today.
Okay, so
Back again.
so what's the name for like the? I want to say it's like the High Brotherhood.
I was gonna say the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
The High Brotherhood sounds more dickish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the High Brotherhood.
The Exalted.
The
Brotherhood.
Exalted.
Yeah, I want to punch those guys in the dick a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the dick and
the
then
exalted
like a
the Exalted
sack
Brothers.
flick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because the more mothers that we have aboard the vessel, the more resources that we procure from the Exalted Brothers, and that way we can make sure that like unless you happen to have a mechanic on board, that way we can repair the vessels.
Of course, yeah.
So
But
you're trying to command him here. Why don't you go ahead and command?
Cool. And
Can we help?
yeah.
So
I mean, I have no problem.
one
with
other
this.
person can assist a roll. They take 1 stress.
I'll do it.
You
Okay.
should help. Because you're a man, Xeno.
And you're
you
like
look-
playing on the Xeno, like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're your friends. We're
Yeah.
friends,
Mars
really.
needs women, yeah. Well, actually, you have a choice. You can either assist, or you can lead a group action here. If you lead a group action, everybody rolls, and the single best roll win and basically applies.
Okay.
But anybody who rolls a 1 or 1 through 3 gives you a stress.
Okay.
So everyone rolls?
Yeah. So
Sure. For command.
well, this I would say doctor. Like I'm assuming if you roll
Sure.
this,
Yeah.
Doctor, eh?
Everybody rolls doctor, and
So we roll 2 and
Ain't
take the
got none?
lowest.
yes,
Oh boy.
You have one in Doctor? Oh, you have 2 dice.
okay, 5 is the highest.
My lowest was a 3.
I don't have any in there, so
4.
You
So
roll
roll
2 and
2,
take the lowest.
Oh, they're both 3.
Okay, so you take 2 stress.
Okay.
But
3 can go in the dice tail.
Just your life for everyone.
You're gonna glue that shut, right?
Nope.
Ethan is. I'm talking to Ethan.
so you're
Good fit, though.
so because you're in a
flat
control
tongue,
position, you
like
actually
spring-loaded.
you roll a 5. You hesitate. You can withdraw and try a different approach here, or you can take a minor complication. You have reduced effect, or you end up in a risky position. You choose.
If we go at it from a different angle, I'm gonna just try to straight up lie to this dude and tell him there's something contagious going around the Adamites, and we need to stop it now because it's being spread through your women, and I need to look at all of them.
Or just say it's the last planet they were on.
Only women.
There was.
Well, no. Well, that's if you go at a. That's basically you decide to keep the control position, but you have
we
to do
need
a
to
different.
re-roll.
Yeah, you need to re-roll. You can
Ooh.
choose to succeed, but you have to choose one of those complications.
Or we could just have a minor complication. which I'm
Minor
assuming.
complications probably fine.
I'm sure they're probably not going to be like the little girls or some shit like that.
Right.
Well, they are minor.
That was awful and amazing at the same time. Yeah, let's go with just the minor complication that we're covering.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestion for the minor complication?
Uh,
Otherwise, we can just have it be, once again, you can add heat at the end of the...
they won't let me see like the prepubescent girls,
Okay.
basically, so I can't see if they're okay.
You filled in 2.
Yeah, I filled in 2 there, Brad.
Where?
On Find Buster. No. The minor complication is Buster's not in with...
Ooh, fork.
They know she's a mechanic. Fudge.
Because you're like, that's all of them, and Josephus is like, that's all of them.
Fudge nugget pickle jar. Okay.
Would I, as a former Adamite, have the language to say, oh, don't you have the group of women that you're currently trying to... women who might be currently unclean that you're not letting us see? AKA women who are on their periods or like whatever.
Oh.
Like, because that might be
Yeah, that's
a
where I
thing.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take that as a study action if you want. I feel like that you're kind of trying to dig into your...
Ooh, I ain't got no study. So we'll go for it though.
Can I assist?
You can.
So that would mean I just roll
1 die.
1 die instead of 2 and take the worser.
Correct. And
Okay.
you, but you
I'm
can,
gonna take some strap.
you've also got...
Wait, what's the devil's bar? Oh, can I take a gambit? Are you
Yeah, go for
y'all
it.
cool with that? We got 3 of them.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a 6 and a 5. Woo! So yeah, I think I'm just like.
You,
And do you?
well, no, you're looking there.
I'm wondering if you have. The
No,
people.
you're one. Yeah, it's up to 5 right now, so 3 total. You're sitting there, you're looking, and you're like, you realize that it's not that they didn't. They didn't bring Buster here because she was a mother to be. You think that she must have convinced somebody that she wasn't a girl so that she could work on the engines and be where she could be the most useful.
So maybe can I slide up to her and be like, hey,
Yeah, you can...
after we check the ladies, it might be a good idea if you do a check on their mechanics because they're real important to the Adamite.
Well, you think that you could either do that, or you could also basically talk to or convince Josephus that, you know, the menfolk want to look at the engines and get one of your boys in there.
Hi.
Hi. You probably fix stuff better than he
Oh,
does.
Ash, you were asking about the engines earlier, right?
I like machines make go.
Do you fix stuff or does he fix stuff? Hold on, he fixes stuff better.
Well, right. I'm just saying, like, if they want to, like, have man things.
Well, he's a man.
Well, right. But, like, if they all want to have man things.
Let's
Oh,
talk
all
about
3 of
Jet.
them can go together.
Yeah, so they can all have, like,
and
a
we
mansum.
do the lady things. I see.
A mansum?
I
Yeah.
thought you meant okay.
Bing!
Pew, pew. Yeah,
That happened.
that makes sense.
Nice Archer reference.
Thank you.
Okay, so how are you what are you doing to get to the engine room to get to Buster? Like, look, what action are you taking here?
What action am I taking?
Talk spacey to me.
Rig.
So I'm trying to figure out where she is currently.
Well, you figure out what action you're contributing to the clocks here, because you've got one tick left to find her, so you know that she's probably in the engine area.
Right. Well, I have 2 in rig. Is there any way I could use that?
You tell me.
I would like to be able to do that by being
Yeah, you have to tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, but I would like to be able to do that by saying there was a specific problem that they needed a specialist for.
Okay. So you
and that please take me to the engine room or whatever.
So do you do something where you go to Josephus and you kind of do like you hear that?
Yeah,
That
Your
sounds
thermal coupler.
Right. Yeah. I like you look at her and you're like, it's your thermal coupler.
I tell you what, you don't want your thermal coupler fucking up.
They're gonna think you're one of them, you're a dumbass.
I like that he goes so the Sam Haney on it.
I got no sway. So
well, go ahead and give me a rig roll.
Rigmarole.
I'm gonna say that this is risky though, because you're just trying. So you have gambits, you also have stress, and you also have, or you could also help too if you want to. So take a stress, take an extra die.
Okay.
I'm helping because I told you that I think.
No, you're like,
Buster,
oh yeah, it's definitely the thermal coupler.
Oh, that is indeed the thermal coupler.
Would you like me to save gambits, or would you like me to use one?
You might as well use them because
okay, cool.
This is the final job of the night, so smoke them if you got them.
Accurate.
Got a 6 over here.
I got a 6.
All right.
We're all like screaming.
If that-
just like spit all over us. Well, look at the 6!
Thank God, the only good roll of the night that I've done.
All right. So you and is it you and Ash and Josephus?
Yes.
We cut to you like you make your way through the halls to the ship, and you know this ship is in fairly rough shape. Like it was probably a night ship, you know, a couple of decades ago, but this is, you know, they haven't repainted anything or you know really done any like internal maintenance. They're basically focused on what do we need to do to keep this thing going.
And sex the ladies.
And breed. So you make your way to the engine area, and sure enough, you find Buster. Great, and I have to do a Jordan impression.
Just talk like really soft.
Dainty.
Beep boop boop, Jurassic Park. Please come back, Jordan. I'm sorry. You find Buster, and
on our way, can I unplug stuff if I see see a wire here? Just pull it.
That's
Well-
so good.
all right. So
Throw
go
a
ahead.
nut into that hole over there.
So you're basically just doing that while Josephus takes you and this is one of our new our newest converts. Say hello, John, and her eyes get wide, and she's like, "Hello."
Hello,
My
John.
name is John.
Excuse me, brother Josephus. May I have a word with what was your name again, sir? No, wait. I think she's. I feel like Jordan would be doing some kind of ridiculous accent. Like,
Yeah.
she'd be like, I'm sorry, Governor. What? Can I speak with this flight engineer? He could right?
Cool, blimey!
Like, she would go full street urchin, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So does Josephus give her permission, or do I give? What do I do?
Oh, what do you do?
Well, I'm waiting to see.
Josephus is like, yes, it was. I need to talk to him about some technical details of what I've been working on. Hey, mate.
Oi.
Don't worry, I'm familiar with this dialect.
Where did your accent just go?
Don't worry, I'm familiar with this dialect.
Tuku, we're going to flip the Barbie on the zipping barrel. Key boy.
Hell yeah!
So, is there a lot of people around?
There are a few. Are you you're gonna pull stuff off?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a
I hate you all.
rig roll.
Nice.
Wait, my part. Oh yeah, I did core blimey. Okay, right.
Are you using any?
Yeah. What's the devil's bargain?
You're gonna get noticed, bish. Right?
Huh?
He's gonna get noticed.
No.
No?
That's dumb too. I'm gonna. I
Leave him on the roof.
don't want to do surreptitiously pulling stuff off and then
Electrocuting myself?
Yeah. I think you are going to take at least one harm, possibly more.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Hang on, so if I had... Because I had none, so I was rolling 2, so now I only roll 1.
You're only rolling one.
And I give this back?
Well, you can roll that one or the one that you want to roll.
Let's go. 2!
Okay.
Fork.
So go ahead and take a how badly do we want to cook our turtle?
This isn't Alice in Wonderland. We can't have turtle soup.
Yeah, go ahead and take
Must
a
turtle
level 3 fried.
Ooh.
Now you can resist that if you wish.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
I think you're going to resist with your prowess.
So you rolled 2?
So, when I push myself to ignore wound penalties, I take 1 less stress?
No, that's pushing yourself to ignore wound penalties.
Okay,
That's not
okay.
resisting.
So, prowess.
Mhm.
Just what's in the little line thing?
Yep.
Okay. That's a 4.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 stress, and instead you're going to take a level 2 harm of numb hand.
Ooh. Left or right? Are you a lefty or a righty?
Somebody's going stranger tonight.
Man. Because I think you one of the things that you pull is like a cryo hose, and it's like shh, and you're like, oh boy, that did a thing. But between that and the 2 extra points of or clicks that Buster inflicted while she was back there in the engine room,
Nice.
because she's like, we have to go now.
I know.
No, like now. Like you can be rude. It's okay.
Okay.
The flee the Adamite flee the Adamite's clock is at 3.
Well, it seems that my friend here accidentally fixed your problem, so we're gonna head on out.
All right, and you start to hear, and the lights on the ship start to flicker, and everybody's stomach heaves a little bit as the artificial gravity starts to basically flicker on and off.
Oh, that ain't good.
Pregnant ladies everywhere.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Oh,
God,
God.
why?
Ah, shit, are you good? Hey, let me get you the anti-nausea pills.
Pepto.
Zofran.
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 What action are you taking here to help? Because you haven't rolled for an action yet, right?
I'm not good at things that aren't,
Well,
They're at the table!
figure out how to be good at things that are.
Wait, the gravity's low. Throw a pregnant lady at him. That was
who?
a terrible idea. I have no idea.
Okay. I want to use my sway to calm everyone's nerves.
Okay. All right.
That's way better than my idea of throwing a pregnant lady.
So yeah, I think I'm just kind of like, okay, hey, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Do you want to take anything from the dice buffet?
What's the devil's bargain?
They start bringing out more.
No.
No, wait, that's a fail. Never mind.
Yeah. Like, the Devil's Bargain is not supposed to be, you automatically fail. The Devil's Bargain is
You suck.
this other thing that you don't necessarily want to know happen, happens.
Someone else recognizes you because you're shouting.
Are we risky now?
No, yeah, you're risky right now. But I'm gonna say this. The Devil's Bargain is Seed Mother Ruth knows will find out that you were responsible.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
I
thought you were gonna say she was gonna show up. I'm fine with her knowing I did it. So that's cool. Sorry, not. It's good. I didn't touch it.
It's like she punched Brad in the ear and the camera.
I was real close though. But that gets I get experience for that because it was.
No, it's not a desperate roll. It's so risky.
Oh, I thought risky. We got experience.
No, you might no. It's only desperate when you get XP.
Okay.
Did I desperate roll things?
No, this whole thing has gone more or less to plan here.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so I've calmed down.
I like how the
women.
first job was a complete shit show.
Yes, and now suddenly we are good. We got this.
5 by 5.
So far.
So yeah, I think I'm just
so you average out to like competent.
We're okay.
Totally
The
slick
okayest.
and completely clown shoes.
So yeah, I think I'm just like, hey, don't worry about it. Everyone's done studies like gravity don't fuck with the babies. You're good.
Namaste.
And
Namaste.
And I think that's when
Namaste over here.
Both of you. Namaste, y'all. The both of you hear over your earpieces. You know, we've got her. Let's go.
All right, now I want you all to close your eyes and just think of your happy moments. Just think of the happiness you're going to have.
Deep breaths. All of the
Deep
breathing
breaths.
is
Breathe
deep.
in. Hold it for 2 seconds. Breathe out. Count to 5.
That.
Breathe in. Count to 5.
With the breathing.
You all load into the Kraken. The Kraken disembarks from the ship, and you watch as you disembark and engage your engines to fly away that the Seed Mother's ship is making its approach to your vessel, and you pass like 2 ships in the black. And that is where our episode of Scum and Villainy will end for this evening, but stay tuned because we'll be in the hangar bay doing XP and talking about elements of the game for our finale in 2 weeks. So if you want to hear about the future and about how we're going to be improving our characters, stick around and we'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, welcome to the Hangar Bay, which is our end of the episode wrap up for every.
Totally fine. I don't know where that one came from. Also,
for Theater of the Mind players, what we like to do in this extra session is talk about character advancement and about what happened in the game. If you're totally in this for the story, you don't necessarily need to listen to this, or you don't need to be. Pay attention to this particular part, but if you're interested in the game half of things and to figure out how we advance our characters and all that stuff, we think that it's useful and helpful to talk about this stuff. It's also where we talk about the other projects that we have coming up too. So hopefully we can enlighten you as far as what we're going to be doing in the next couple of months too. So do you want to do the XP stuff first, or do you want to do the commercial stuff first?
Let's do the XP
Let's
stuff.
do the XP stuff.
All right. So every each playbook has a bunch of questions at the bottom, and that tells you that tells the person if they can mark XP for their particular thing. So let's just start with our doctor, and if you want to ask those questions.
Sure. So every time we roll a desperate, we didn't even do desperate.
You didn't. A couple other people did.
Well, I didn't. I was not a desperate house doctor. I don't know. Okay. You addressed a tough challenge with insight or compassion. I thank you, Wash. Wash
Washburn.
thinks yes.
Hey, no sir, come on.
You can come down here if you want.
Come on.
I love Wash. He's so cute. I would say yes, like for like making sure the health of all of the women is good.
Okay.
Wash, go to bed. He usually will. If you say go to bed, he'll go to bed.
Okay. So go ahead and mark XP then.
I hear him.
Okay, so that goes for playbook.
That goes wherever you want.
Okay.
Either XP in your playbook, or it goes in your
On the insight prowess result.
yeah, one of those.
Okay. I expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Oh yeah, you definitely did, because you
Yeah, I
had to
went to
deal with mom stuff.
Yeah, I went to that with Ma.
Space food.
Space food.
Science food.
Science. Science eating.
Science eating.
Yeah,
That's
it
it.
was-
Just eating crab. Same thing.
Yeah, except those like space crab and like sentient, and they've got like warp drives.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying, man.
I mean, they're still great with
You
butter,
dissect crab.
but
They weren't very fuel efficient warp drives, to be fair. So. And then
you didn't really struggle with any issues from your vice trauma.
yeah, no,
Okay.
I didn't. So.
Okay, I don't think I made any desperate rolls.
Okay.
So you addressed a tough challenge with speed or flair. I did do a race. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll mark a point.
I would say mark another XP because of your ridiculous accent. I feel like that's a little bit of flair.
Good. So 2 points. Okay, you expressed.
Nice try there, by the way.
Well, I'm not actually Southern, so. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I did speak with Toss a bunch.
Yeah, so take XP for that.
Okay, and then you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I used them, but I didn't struggle with them.
No, you didn't struggle.
Yeah.
All right. Resident muscle.
You addressed a tough challenge with force or threats. I did run off with mom and bail out on the person.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, take it.
You express your beliefs, drives, heritage. Not really. And you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. Nope.
Okay.
Sidebar, I just realized I never attributed my points from last time, so I just did that and erased them. So, desperate action, I already marked those as we were playing. You addressed a tough challenge with charm or audacity. I think I did that.
Yes,
Especially
you did.
talking to Arlax.
I think you did twice, so mark
Twice?
2. Yeah, because you did that in
I did.
in both
Did do
jobs.
that. Okay.
Basically, you get to mark these if you did it in whatever job. Since we're running 2 jobs every session, you can get up to 2 XP for each of these sessions.
And then you expressed your beliefs, drive, heritage, or background. I did that a lot.
Yeah, so mark 2.
Okay. And then you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas.
Nobody's really done that
No.
yet. So, because basically that's if you overindulge or you have a trauma, then you get XP.
So with that, I can actually fill my prowess bar completely.
Okay, so go ahead
Yeah, I
and
didn't
empty it and color in another skill under prowess.
I'm gonna take scrap again,
Okay.
which fills up my scrap fully.
Your scrap is at 3 then?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm real scrappy.
She's real scrappy. All right. So in addition to that, there is the crew sheet that we also have to mark down. Just as a note, we are at 4 cred right now. Do you want to spend 1 to pay for upkeep on the ship?
Nope.
I say we roll it this time.
I was gonna say because I already used one with Choss, I'm gonna pass on this.
Okay, we'll deal
Put
with that
duct
later.
tape on it, fellas. Let's just go.
Yep. We're gonna look it and hope that that's enough.
And I'm going to
That's
say
what he
that
says.
this job was smooth and quiet with low exposure. So that's going to give you 1 heat. And it's in the same system, so that just increases your heat in the Rin system to 2 with a Wanda level of 1. And I rolled on the entanglement chart, and I got something interesting, and we'll deal with that next time.
Oh God.
But now we get to talk about our future projects. So we'd like to thank everybody for coming out to our show tonight. We hope you enjoyed our live show. We also hope that if you loved watching us play Scum and Villainy, that you purchase a copy from Evil Hat Productions. They're also in the middle of their Fate of Cthulhu Kickstarter, which I think it's the last week, and it's a really neat premise. It's a different take on Cthulhu gaming. It's basically Cthulhu meets Terminator. The idea is that your crew, your PC group, are sent back in time from a period where Cthulhu has won and taken over the world, and you are here to change the timeline so that, because it's Cthulhu, you can't really win, but maybe you get to choose the less sucky but still kind of sucky apocalypse that happens.
Do you get to play a Terminator?
Sort of.
I'll take it.
Because you're using mythos stuff to travel back in time, and you can keep using that stuff, but it will eventually corrupt you and turn into an evil mythos entity.
Woohoo!
Which is basically Sarah's wheelhouse as far as these games goes. Ask her about Doc Martin sometime.
Doc Martin.
It's a neat take on Cthulhu. It's a neat take on Fate. It's designed by P.K. Sullivan, who is one of their great designers.
He's a darling of a human being.
And he is a darling of a human being. So we recommend that you check out that Kickstarter. I think it's really cool and a neat implementation of Fate. And who knows, we may tackle it here on Theater of the Mind Players once it comes out. I know I think it would be a neat one to do, because I know that these guys A, love Cthulhu, and B, love struggling to be heroic. So it's a good mix of the two.
Can I be a Terminator?
we'll talk. So our final episode of Scum and Villainy is in 2 weeks. That is on
June?
Nope, June.
No, it's like May 30th.
Hang on.
May 29th.
May 29th. You're right. Thank you, Lord of the Board. May 29th, 6:33 p.m. That's going to be our final episode, and that's where the crew is going to make contact and find a safe place to stash Ara Emi now that their complement has been restored.
We're getting chased by a couple people now, aren't we?
Oh yeah, well that's kind of how this game works.
Well, shiz.
And in addition to that, that same week, sorry guys,
2 days later.
Yeah, 2 days, 3 days later.
3 days.
Yeah, because it's Saturday.
Yeah, okay. 3 days later.
3 days later,
There
we're
are
going to be doing
31 days
another
in May.
live show at another convention. We're going to be at Nexus Game Fair.
I don't have that on the calendar
here
yet.
in Milwaukee.
Someone bother me.
And we're going to be we've come to the decision that rather than running a different game every live show, because that's kind of exhausting as far as like making characters and figuring out time to book things and blah 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 blah. We had such a huge amount of fun playing Star Wars last time.
It was so good, you guys.
That we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna be doing 4 live shows on our own. We may do some other stuff depending on some things we have in the air right now, which we'll announce those when they're ready. But as long as we're doing just straight live shows, we're gonna be playing Star Wars Saga Edition to be particular, because that's the version that I worked on, and that's also the version that I kind of fell in love with again after pulling it together for this crew.
Too much fun.
I heard it's okay.
This time though, we're actually going to be trading out one of our players. Jordan is unfortunately unable to make it, but Sarah Babe,
That's me.
podcast Sarah Babe, is going to be Sarah Podcast is what her family calls her. Is going to be joining us, and she's going to be joining us as a Wookiee rebel soldier.
So super excited for this.
I'm not good at that. Shouldn't even try.
What I'm planning on doing is going through. I have the last adventure we ran was Starfall, which is one of my favorite adventures from the West End Games era of RPG. And I found another one that I think is going to fit perfectly because the vague campaign theme that I have in mind for the Saga Edition stuff is they're the team that Princess Leia sends to do stuff for her, but she can plausibly deny that. Oh, I don't. That's so weird that thing blew up. Leia's Irregulars is kind of the campaign name that I have come up with. Since this is before
Space Mom.
Since this is before A New Hope and Rogue One in theory, so she's still part of the Senate and still has to be legitimate. But this is the crew that is doing the rebel stuff that's pulling things together. So you're gonna get to see that on June 2nd. Oh man, that's
June
Saturday.
1st.
From 3 to 6, same time. We have an event up on our Facebook page, and we should have an event up on the Nexus page very soon. And then in June, our next game, we're very excited to present Over the Edge, which is going to be a weird.
It's gonna be really weird, you guys.
Weird
super
trip.
Weird.
But we're very excited about it. We're very excited that the Jonathan Tweet and Atlas Games have been super supportive and sharing our stuff. We're calling it Wealth and Hellness, and all of these people are coming to the strange island of Amarha, and it is basically, imagine if you will, Casablanca directed by David Lynch. In talking with the players, touching base with them on things like The Good Place or Lost, or other shows like that have a very surreal bent to them, were really helpful in making the characters. We had our session 0, and we had a ton of
Patreon.
If you want to hear it, please back our Patreon. And then to round out our summer adventures, we are going to be going to the Hollow Earth starting in August, and that's going to be as part of the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. Because I love pulp adventure, I love Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my favorite movie. Sorry, Star Wars.
Nerd.
I was literally the nerd who went to Star Wars Celebration and bought Indiana Jones merchandise.
I am so proud of you. That is amazing, Rob. Oh, dude, that's super nerd crap.
And
I love it.
So I'm very excited to run this crew through some two-fisted, boulder chasing, Nazi punching, dinosaur riding adventure.
Punch all the Nazis.
And
in real life and in RPG.
And we will have another a special guest for us for that run, and I don't want to announce her yet.
Okay.
But she's going to be a blast.
Punch.
P.S. I work in the same
Nazis.
building as her, and she's super excited.
Is that true, really?
Yeah.
Is this the one that I'm really excited about?
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally work in
I'm
the
really
same building as her
excited,
now.
you guys.
So
It's gonna be super cool.
In
you're gonna get to
the
watch
nerdiest
Tawny.
possible
You're gonna
way.
get to watch Tawny dork out for the
Ah!
first 2
Okay.
episodes.
She can sit here.
So we've got a lot of great stuff lined up over the summer. We'd like to thank everybody who has watched us on Twitch, who has watched us on VOD, who has downloaded the podcast. I'm really happy to see that we're really taking off on our podcast and our VOD stuff, because I think what we have is we have a lot of people who aren't already either they've already played these games and want to see how other people play them, or they're discovering things and trying to figure out, well, what else is out there besides D&D, and that's really what our mission is here. You may still get to see us play D&D, cross your fingers, but in the meantime, we've got a lineup of some really great and fun games that you're not necessarily going to see anywhere else. So For Sarah Babe, Tony Cheek, Ethan Eichstedt-Anderson, Tony Thompson, and our Lord of the Board, Brad Davies. This is Rob Wieland saying, just repeat to yourself, it's just a game. I should really just relax.
Namaste.